bonus when those two guys hook up because you never know when they're going to take 180 yards. But Dolly right now trying to get a one-out hit.
Welcome in, folks, to the 4A baseball tournament here at Cape Field. Apologize for those technical difficulties as we should finally be live on the air here. One down as Blotter flew out to left field. Now Nate Daly at the plate. He's got a 1-2 count.
Yep, you got two good pitchers going. And we'll see Bodie Hansen in a minute. But right now, all eyes on Bear River star, and he has got a minuscule ERA, 0.86. Potter, 5-0 record, just sensational. I love his strikeout, 62 to walk ratio, 14.
Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you from West Jordan, Utah, as that's outside ball 2.
Breezy day, nice warm mid-70s right now outside. It's a good day to play some ball and stick, Stock.
Beautiful day indeed, as that's inside to fill the count with 1 out. Had a beautiful day here yesterday up until about 9 p.m. Ripped out into left field, but fading foul. That is going to go out of play, keep the count full. Nice at-bat developing here for Nate Daly.
The wind that is whipping, about 10 to 12, is blowing out.
Daly hits that one just fouls. It skips over the third base bag.
You can see kind of the American flag out there above the scoreboard. It's blowing straight out to left. And so if you go the opposite direction, if you're Daly right now and lift it up, you might be able to get one out of the yard.
Daly gets walked there as he works that count all the way to first base. Free pass for the Riverhawks with 1 out will bring Trey Purser to the plate.
Enjoyed watching Purser yesterday. Good catcher, had a put out, strong kid, really swings it. Kind of the bopper in this lineup, if you will. I mean, you look at the batting average per Purser, and yeah, he's a pitcher too, hasn't lost this year, and we'll probably see him at some point, but hitting .453, 30 ribbies on the season.
0-0 still for Purser after the check on first. Daly shuffles away. That one bouncing outside the plate. Daly taking his time getting back to the bag. That'll be thrown down, but a little late. We saw Summers being pretty aggressive from behind the dish in last night's contest. Expect that to continue through today for Bear River. One 1-0 is in there on the inside edge for a strike. Evens the count at 1. Riverhawks wearing their baby blues today, top to bottom with the white helmets, and Bear River in their home reds with the white pants. Ball and a strike, 1 on, 1 out. Potter delivers low.
What do you think of the baby blue Ridgeline Riverhawks jersey? Stay with the R on the chest.
I've always been a big fan of the color. I grew up in Tar Heel territory.
Tar Heel, Stockton, rocking the baby blue. I see Paulie, the fourth member of our crew, has been loving the hoodies underneath the jersey. It kind of seems like that's the fad that's kind of taken on the last year or two in high school baseball across the state of Utah. Warm enough, you don't need a hoodie on underneath, that's for sure. Pretty good game time temperatures.
2-1. Hey. There's the steal. Throw is just late. Feet first slide is well in time, and Nate Daly's got his first steal of the game. 1 out, runner in scoring position, and a 2-2 count for Trey Purser.
Got to be careful with this pitch. Don't want to give him a meatball, Purser. Again, with that wind, if he can pull it to left, he's got the power.
That one bounces out. It's a nice block from Summers, and he keeps that within range.
Yeah, I think Potter, the plan is to stay away. Don't throw anything on the inside part of the plate that he can pull. These teams, like you said, they know each other well. The scouting reports, you don't have to stay up till 3 in the morning. You've played this team a couple times already this year.
And Purser, a senior, a big frame in that right-handed batter's box, crowding the plate on the full count pitch. He takes a free pass as well, second of the inning from Potter.
Yeah, and You want to be around the plate, but you don't want to give up juicy one. And that was nibbling on the corner. And Coach down there from third, Coach Jensen, I think, is saying something to home plate umpire. He should be happy, though. He's got 2 on with 1 out here, and he got a chance maybe to score the first run of the game if you get something going.
Cooper Clark now, the center fielder for these Ridgeline Riverhawks, is going to come to the plate, cleanup hitter for Ridgeline today.
Clark hitting .267 this year, 12 RBIs, 3 doubles.
Fouls that one straight back for strike 1. OBP of 406 for Cooper Clark as well, so he likes to work through these counts.
Did he have an older brother named Caden Clark that played for Ridgeline a couple years ago? I'm trying to think.
He did.
Yeah. Because Coop just a sophomore.
That one grounded hard over to the third base side. That's going to get the out at second, not in time for the double play. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
And Clark put the ball in play, but good speed, no chance after you get that first out at second. Probably pretty smart there by, I think that's Bevan at second base, to not throw that. If you throw that, you're probably not going to get the double play. If you make a throwing error, a run scores. I think it's smart to eat that. Let Potter go to work here with runners on the corners, try to get that third out and get out of this inning without surrendering a run.
Top of the first, runners on the corners with 2 outs. We're still scoreless. Ridgeline, no hits yet, but 2 walks and a fielder's choice have the runners where they are.
And this is Bodie Hansen. He's the pitcher, so he can help himself out, give himself a lead here when he gets to the bump with a key hit with 2 outs.
Hansen watches that check over to first.
As a pitcher, is there a little something extra there knowing you're going to the mound? I mean, you know he wants to give himself the lead.
Oh, what a rip down the third base line. Bodie Hansen's going to have himself an RBI double as he rounds first. He's going to try and leg it out, slide into third by Clark. Gets him in there safely, and that's a 1 RBI double.
On cue. Giving himself the lead. Ridgeline strikes first. And we missed that with our second camera. But you could see it was probably, maybe a foot fair or less. It was close, but it was certainly an emphatic fair call by the umpire there at third base. Clearly a fair ball. And, diving in the hot corner there, he just had a little bit too much cushion from the line. It was just really hit so perfectly. Not much defensively Bear River could do there.
So Daly scores on the RBI double from the pitcher, Bodie Hansen, and he's got himself a cushion before he even throws a ball. Strike 1.
Yeah, and how big is that for his mindset? He's going to be fired up by the time he gets that baseball out there on the mound. And Ridgeline, we just talked about in our keys to the game, stay hot. Well, hey, you score in the first inning, that's a hot start. Good pitch on a slider. Gets away.
Swung on that one down in the dirt, but it does get away. Wild pitch means Ridgeline goes up 2-0 in the top of the first. Runner advances to third.
Yeah, and Summers there, you got to block it. You can't let it ricochet away. Let's take a look at the replay here. Where is that pitch? It's so down low. He tries to underhand scoop it. It short hops him. Maybe he springs out wide and really presents that block instead of just trying to underhand glove it. You see that crouch and slide by a good catcher there to block that, and then it hits the chest protector and drops straight down. Instead, that gets all the way to the backstop.
Kidman strikes out swinging. The Bears give up 2 there on a couple walks. Fielder's choice and a ball ripped down the third base line, but they'll have an opportunity to respond as Bodie Hansen gets to work. On the other side of this break, you're watching the 4A Baseball State Championship here on KSL Sports.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that can make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Kate Field. Bottom of the first coming up here is we're going to see the pitcher for Bear River, Potter, Marble, and then Marble, the Talon and Gehrig Marble brothers, set for 2 and 3 in this Bear River lineup. Both of them hitting over 400 on the season, offensively dangerous. But on the other side now, you've got Bodie Hansen, who's given himself some run support.
Yeah, big kid. Big rip down that third base line, had a little top spin. Pulled it. They'd been staying away. Potter had been staying away. He got inside on that pitch. I don't know if that was a mistake or what. And Bodie Hansen made him pay. But, hey, look, the Bears have been down before. It's the first inning. They haven't even got a plate appearance yet. No panic here for this team.
Holden Potter, wearing the number 3 and pitching for the Bear River Bears, steps into the box. Had an ERA of .86 coming into this one, and then saw 2 runs go across as he rips that one just foul. About as fair as that ball from Hansen was, that was as far foul as that rip from Potter was.
Yeah, and look, this kid knows how to handle the bat. .448, the batting average coming into this game today. 39 hits, 12 RBIs, 8 doubles, 2 triples. Also has a home run, so he has got one out this season. And then that one's lifted up and out of play.
Foul ball off to the right side over towards.
The thing about Potter, too, is he's only struck out 7 times this season, which is pretty impressive when you think about a guy at the top of the order that's had 98 plate appearances. That's a really good number, low strikeouts.
Potter rips the 0-2 out to left field, but it's a pretty easy play for Cale Kidman. And that is out number 1. Identical first ABs for the Bears and the Riverhawks as they both fly out to left field.
Yeah, but got a good viewpoint on it. Just missed it, just lifted it a little bit too much. Not too far off center of the barrel, though. Was definitely seeing it pretty good.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Talon Marble, the shortstop.
As a hitter, an out's an out. But when you hit it pretty good and you line out, it's a better feeling than a fly out or a blooper.
Big cut there from Marble, strike 2. Updated numbers after last night's game, 405 on the season.
They got a bunch of guys that hit over 400 on this Bear River team. Goodliff, Marble, Potter, all over 400.
Fouls off the breaker. It's still 0-2. Yeah, if you thought that number was good, just wait till we talk about Gehrig Marble, who's up next, a .522 batter with 86 plate appearances. That one grounded right back to the pitcher just outside of his glove. Some speed from Marble. He gets there, and the throw is way upstairs, but it kicks off the bricks friendly for Ridgeline. They'll keep him at first.
A good hustle, kind of just that slow roller, not hit, squared up well enough, so you had to charge it hard. As you scoop it there, the transition is good, but the throw is just, I don't know if he just transitioned from the mitt to the hand and rushed it or what, but it just airmailed.
So they are going to call that an error against Ridgeline, E6.
He had to rush it, though, because you got good speed from Marble. But definitely if that throw is on line, I think they would have had a play at first.
Checking on Marble now. He's back in there safe. Gehrig Marble, his brother, now into the box.
I actually think they're cousins. I think
cousins,
we
that's
learned
right.
that yesterday.
We talked about that last night.
Yep. I remember doing Bear River games last year, and I remember that they were cousins. But, hey, baseball families nonetheless. 522, like you just mentioned.
Big left-hander here. Watches that up and out for 2-0. Marble, the big left-handed first baseman, takes after me quite well, if I do say so myself.
Mentioned the 522 average, but how about 593 OBP and a .925 slugging percentage? It's a big slugging percentage.
Rips that one foul down the first base side as Marble's going to have to make his way back. No, the pickoff throw got away. That's going to be another error. This time an E1 gets Marble to second.
Yep, there it is. A shot at a Red Rock Real Estate replay. Good camera work there. Okay.
2 errors now gets Marble to second base as that one just missed a little down low and a little in. 3-0 here for Garrick Marble. Like you were saying, the numbers for Marble are just absolutely insane. 1518 OPS.
Yeah, unreal.
3-0 just finds the top of the zone. 3-1.
And Hansen, helping give himself this 2-0 cushion now, but with one out and a runner out there into scoring position, definitely want to find the command and hit your spots.
That one ripped up the middle. This could be the first run for Bear River as they end up holding Talon Marble at third. A good recovery throw in from center. Holds the runners at the corners. Base hit there for Marble, you can see on the Red Rock replay.
Yep, got right up there. You thought the crow hop, and you're thinking, okay, is there going to be a play at the plate? But no, hit your cutoff. They're not going. You don't want to run into an out at home plate and test that throw. There's a lot of game left to be played. Not a bad stop sign over there. And Clark, the sophomore out there, was ready for the crow hop, and he was coming with it quick.
That one ripped high up into center field. It should be catchable with only one out. Marble will tag from third. Garrick stays at first, and the Bears respond with a run of their own.
Yeah, that's big, Stockton, because, you give up the 2. You at least got one back in your pocket. This feels like it could be a higher scoring game as you take a look at that one out there, and Clark coming up, firing that cutoff to second. That's a high IQ baseball play for the sophomore. Don't let him have second, trying to make that miraculous throw. Not often you're going to see a high school kid hose a guy on attack from third that deep in center field.
Deegan Rigby now, last night's pitcher, today's designated hitter. 5 spot for the Bears, takes down low for ball 1.
Yeah, future Golden Eagle, right? CSI. How far is it from Garland, Utah to College of Southern Idaho?
I'm curious now. Let's go ahead and look that up.
It's not too far away.
It really isn't. It's in Twin Falls, so I'd imagine about 2 hours. Maybe a little over.
Check the swing there, and that one stays high in the zone. 2-0 the count.
2 hours and 15 minutes by highway.
Good guess. You were spot on. You had a 15-minute cushion, so you hit it.
Deegan Rigby with a 2-0 count. 2 outs, rips that one foul right side.
Plus, as fast as Deegan Rigby pitches, I'm sure he drives even faster. I know those backcountry kids, because I was a backcountry kid. You take the back roads and you fly around the farmland. Maybe he knows a shortcut. Maybe he's not going on the freeway. A lot
that one breaking just outside the plate, 3-1.
A lot of kids are deciding to the JUCO route now, because if you go put up some numbers, we saw that with Salt Lake Community College, Bo Sampson, who was instrumental pitcher for Crimson Cliffs in their state championship run the last couple of years. He just committed to Oklahoma. So you go to a CSI, Deegan Rigby puts up some big numbers, he might get a nice NIL deal to go somewhere else.
That one hit hard down the right field line, just foul and into the batting cages along the right field fence. That'll fill the count with 2 outs. Marble out there on first base. He'll be taken off on the pitch. Payoff pitch coming in here from Hansen, and he misses upstairs. It'll be first and second with 2 outs.
Not a bad walk there. I mean, look, Rigby 361. He's got 4. I think he got 4 home runs this year. So you don't want to make a mistake. You'd rather give a free pass there. And now you got the force at first, second, or third. So any ground ball, you got an easy throw somewhere on the infield here with 2 away. And really, if you're Bodie Hansen, you don't want to give up the lead here. You'd love to leave this inning with a 2-1 lead.
That's in there for strike one. It'll be 0-1 against Drollinger.
Bear River batting average, 369 as a team. Big number. We're seeing 303 as a team for Ridgeline. So both these teams over 300 team batting average.
0-1 swing there from Drollinger, a bit behind it, fouls it straight back.
We see Snow Canyon's got that big team batting average. Dixie's team batting average north of 330. Those are the 1 and 2 seeds. Trying to think, Timpanogos' batting average is up there as well. They're the 3 seed in this 4A state tournament.
That one's hit high up into the air behind home plate. Is there a play to be made? No, he lost it in the sun, and it bounces in the concourse. It's the tough thing about playing at now just about 2 p.m. local time. The sun's right above your head, and it's going to keep moving out towards right field. It'll be in the face of the batter for these later evening games. Well,
and the wind has picked up since we've gotten into the afternoon. Look at that American flag out there. It's probably about a 20-mile-an-hour or so wind, where the morning game, it was probably 6 to 8 most of the morning, just breezy. Now it's windy.
Another rip as that one is hit into play. Running after it, the Ridgeline catcher makes the play and ends the inning. That'll leave 2 stranded for Bear River. They do get a run back on an error. It won't be earned against Bodie Hansen, but that lead does diminish as we head to the second inning. Riverhawks up 2-1 here on KSL Sports for the 4A Baseball Championship.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Inspired design. Ultra-quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Welcome back in to Kate Field here at SLCC. 2-1 lead for Ridgeline as they get back to it in the top of the second inning. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you for KSL Sports as that time is called in time by Smith, and he will take that one for free. Upstairs for a ball, it'll be 1-1.
Both pitchers kind of trying to settle in. Both pitchers giving up runs.
That one hit out to shortstop. A nice backhanded stop from Talon Marble. And the 6-3 starts off inning number 2. Let's go ahead and take another look at that, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, just good pitch. Like where he threw it. Not over the fat part of the zone, but not able to do much. Get that grounder out there to shortstop. Pretty routine play. Had to range a little to the backhand, though. Sometimes those are scary on the backhand, so nice pick out there at shortstop by Marble.
One away now in the top of the second. That misses up high.
That's Talon Marble that's short. Gehrig's over at first. We'll see more relatives playing in the state tournament when we get later on this evening. You got the Fillmore brothers at Desert Hills.
2-0 with 1 out. Easton Hammond takes strike 1 on the outside edge.
You get to play sports with a sibling, brother?
No, my brother was 5 grades below me, so when I graduated high school, he was graduating 8th grade.
Yep, missed each other there.
2-2. Called strike 3, backwards K for Easton Hammond, and a nice ring up there for Holden Potter.
Yeah, love the command on the fastball, just peppering the outer half of the zone, kind of froze him. Hammond, saw him frustrated a little bit on the mound yesterday, and he was a little frustrated there. They need him to settle in. They need some big at-bats and some big plays from him. Get him going.
Hayden Hansen now second baseman, bottom of the order for Ridgeline. Grounds that one on the first pitch. It's going to spin its way foul, 0-1.
Getting that wind just whipping. So if you make a mistake and you hit something out to left, it's only 335 to the short porch and left here.
Big cut on the 0-1. 0-2 now with 2 outs. Potential for a really quick inning for Holden Potter, who's already ready to go. Moving quickly, that one's hit hard into right field. Is it going to get down? Yes, it does. On the line, it is just fair. This is going to be extra bases, maybe a Little League home run. He's going to send him around third. No, he will throw up the hands as that one gets to the fringe of the infield. And a huge 2-out triple from Hayden Hansen.
Yeah, diving effort there. Inches fair. And you wonder, if the wind's not blowing, if that gets foul, right? That wind was holding it right by the line. I think that wind helped that stay fair and just out of the reach of the right fielder, Sanchez, out there.
Top of the second now with 2 outs and a runner on third for Cam Blotter. Flew out to left field in his first AB. Takes strike 1 on the upstairs part of the strike zone.
Good pitch there.
Blotter, poor swing at that one. It'll be strike 2.
Yeah, way out in front. And I think that was a fastball. He was fooled. Timing was not there. Now you got to kind of reset, shorten up.
0-2. Fakes the steal of home, does Easton Hammond, trying to throw off Holden Potter's rhythm. He does not do so. And that's another 6-3 to end the top of the second. Still 2-1. Ridgeline gets a hit, leaves a runner on base, but no runs and no errors. Takes us to the bottom of frame number 2 here on KSL Sports.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Stop in and see what's new at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Welcome back to Kate Field here at Slick in West Jordan. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you in the booth. Bottom of the second about to start between Ridgeline and Bear River. The Riverhawks started off with a hot first inning, scored 2 runs on a couple walks and a nice double from their pitcher, Bodie Hansen, but then Hansen gave up a run of his own in the bottom of the first. Ridgeline put away quickly in the top of 2. Now Bear River a chance to level this game up early.
Yeah, I think both teams got to be pretty A-okay with this start, right? Haven't settled anything yet in the early going.
Strike 1 to start off Colton Summers first at bat. That one misses the outside edge to make it 1-1. Summers, one of the bats that's actually been struggling on this Bear River team, hitting under 200 on the season as he fouls that one off for strike 2.
You know, obviously two teams that know each other well in the same region and, you know, battling it out. First game during the regular season was a 3-0 win for Ridgeline. That was April 9th, and then they played the next night, April 10th, and Ridgeline won 9-5. So Ridgeline has the season sweep, even though Bear River, the better seed, is the 5 seed. They were the 8 seed in the tournament.
1-2 now, a couple foul balls, keeping Colton Summers in this count.
How competitive was Region 11 this year in baseball? Well, Ridgeline went 13-2, Bear River went 10-3, Mountain Crest was 11-4. And then there was kind of a drop-off. Stockton, Green Canyon, only 4 wins in region, Logan 2, Skyview just 2. So you had the 3 teams kind of beating up on the bottom 3 most of the year.
Yep, Ridgeline just barely edged out Bear River for that Region 11 title with the better win percentage, even though their overall record is just a little bit worse. Bear River ended up taking the higher seed in the RPI.
Yeah, because they got 21-7 total record, so better out of region, but Ridgeline better a little bit in region.
It really is competitive between those top 3, Ridgeline, Mountain Crest, Bear River. There's a bit of a drop-off after that.
You know, and that's the conversation piece, right? Do you like the RPI? Yeah, I think the seeding was absolutely spot on. You had the top 8 seeds all here in bracket play at Slick. But when you're a region champ, it kind of dilutes the region championship and makes every game just as meaningful as the region games.
That one ripped up the middle on a 2-2 count. A long at-bat for Colton Summers results in a single.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. Nice, steady, flat stroke. Just throw that barrel out, take a look at the replay here, and just rope it back up the middle. And, you know, good to get the leadoff man aboard with that hit there. And now you got pretty good speed on the base pass. See if you can maybe try to tie this game up.
So that'll bring up the 8 spot here in Thomas Summers. Behind the dish as that check over to first is late.
Now, are these brothers or cousins? Do you know?
Let's see.
We know the Marbles are cousins.
Also cousins, both juniors.
Okay. Not twins or anything.
Over the head. It'll be 1-0 here for Thomas. Colton out there on first. Wind has definitely picked up, like you were saying earlier, Devin, blowing from first out to left field, so anything hit to that pole side is going to get some help.
Yeah, we were talking, is that one inside ball there? Make it 2-0. We were talking about, hey, over-under 1.5 home runs today. Well, it kind of matters what the wind's doing, right? But right now, yeah, that anything left center or left down the line, it's going to get out of here if you just put a good swing on it.
2-0 here for Thomas Summers. Junior rips that one out in the left field. Does it have the legs? No, it's going to bounce off the fence, off the warning track. Gets through the glove of the center fielder. Thomas into second, and Colton scores from first. We're tied.
Big swing. That wind kind of pushing that into that alleyway at one hop. It looked like it was going to go ground rule double, and then it just stays in the park off the highest part of that 8-foot fence out there. You see, you go get it. Kind of ricochets around. No chance to get a play at the plate there, and we haven't settled anything. These two region teams knotted up 2-2.
Exciting ball game early in this one. Still no outs in the bottom of the second for Bodie Hansen as he's got a runner on second. And he'll face Michael Sanchez at the bottom of the Bear River batting lineup.
Sure, everybody on a Tuesday in Cache Valley paying close attention to this one. Win and move on, lose, and the season comes to a crashing halt.
That one in there for strike one. Double elimination tournament here at Slick this week. Both these teams lost yesterday, so this is an elimination game. The winner of this will face the loser of Dixie Desert Hills. Beautiful bunt just spins its way foul. Good patience there from the third baseman. That's
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah, I mean, you want to charge that hard, but if he charges that hard, By the time he gets to it, it's fair. Instead, he waited, knowing that if it did stay fair, he was probably going to get an infield hit, but worth the risk there. Nearly a sneaky little bunt laid down by Sanchez.
0-2. That one hit off the handle to second base. They'll check the runner at second and get the out at first. Good defensive fundamentals from the second baseman, Hayden Hansen.
Yeah, I mean, pretty routine play. Just kind of tied him up a little bit. Watch the replay here. Kind of just jams him and tries to fight it off the other way, but just couldn't barrel it up. And good speed. You love the hustle. He made it close, but because it wasn't hit very hard, he had a chance there with the speed. Half a step shy.
One down, runner on second. Already a run across here for the Bears as Holden Potter comes back up to the plate and takes ball one.
If you missed it earlier today, the defending champs lost. Crimson losing 2-0 to Park City.
That one ripped out into center field. It's high. Thomas Summers back to tag from second. He will take off. The throw bounces, but it's just late. Summers at third with 2 away.
Yeah, there's the aggressiveness there, trying to make sure you're putting the wheels in motion, tagging up when you can, making the defense make a sensational throw. Clark's been tested a couple of times. His cut a couple of times. That time, a little shorter throw to third, but still hit just deep enough that they could advance the runner on the tag. And now you need a 2-out hit. Try to take the lead for the first time today if you're Bear River.
2 outs for Talon Marble. Reached on an error, stole on an error, and then ended up coming in to score off of a sacrifice fly. Or no, off of Garrick Marble's opener. No, it was off the sac fly. That's right. 1-1. Marble, again, just phenomenal offensive numbers. And playing shortstop, too, for the Bears, it's typically where you put your best defensive player. Really good all-around baseball player. Fouls that one off for strike 2.
Yeah, good pitch from Hansen there. Kind of darting down in the zone, making it tough to find the baseball. But look, Talon Marble, he's the guy. I mean, him and Gary, these guys are the leaders. They've been in the program. They've been at least 3-year starters, if not 4-year starters at some capacity for Coach Haas.
1-2. Rip down the third base line. Nice backhanded stop. Is the throw in time? No. The stretch pulled the first baseman, number 3, Ben Thompson, off the bag.
Yeah, just hit down that line at third. You got to gather yourself. You got to put some power on that, and it's a long throw from third to first, and just like that, Bear River has their first lead of the afternoon. And that's why there was no panic when Bear River was down 2-0 after 1. This team has a relentless mindset, and there's no lead that's too big for this team. We kind of saw a little bit of that last night, even getting 2 runs late against Desert Hills and making things real interesting in the 7th inning.
So they're going to count that as a hit for Talon Marble.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think you could score that a hit if you're on a little bit of the easier scoring side. The throw was definitely offline, but I don't know if it would have been in time anyway.
Garrick Marble takes ball 1 to even the count.
Of course, he's 1 for 1 today with that big hit.
Had a single that moved Talon over to third. A sacrifice fly brought him in on the next at-bat.
Hansen already at 45 pitches.
That one ripped foul off the left side. Everyone getting under the ball today.
Yeah, and you don't know how much the wind's affecting the pitching right now, too. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Sure, it's hard on the fly balls and the balls with spin. Are they wind going to knock them down? Are they going to push them? You got to judge it a little bit there. But obviously the pitchers, throwing a slider into the wind to a left-handed batter, it might not have as much snap right now.
That one's going to make another base hit for Garrick Marble. Talon will hold at second. That one stopped pretty shallow into right field. First and second with 2 outs now for the Bears. Back-to-back singles for Garrick Marble in back-to-back innings.
Easton Goodliff, chance here now. Runner into scoring position. Tack another one on the board. I don't feel like one run's enough going into the 6th or the 7th for either of the teams, the way this game started. These guys got boppers up and down the lineup, Stockton, that can really swing the bat.
That one clips the inside edge for strike one.
Yeah, good 12-6 drop coming in on the breaking ball from Bodie Hansen.
Oh and 1. Marble leading away from second. Other Marble leading away from first. That one out into center field. Easily catchable ball. And that'll do it. Bears get 2 across here. A productive inning. They take the 3-2 lead. At the end of 2 innings, it is Ridgeline's turn to answer if they can. Quick top of the second. They'll have to change things in the third. Devin Dixon and Stockton Jukes here with you on KSL Sports for the 4A Baseball Championship.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and San.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Don't miss our big anniversary sale at Patio Furniture. We're offering the biggest savings of the year. From umbrellas to sofa set to accessories, don't miss out on our anniversary sale from February 15th through the 24th. Visit our new showroom today.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Ball one in there as we are back underway in the 3rd inning of play. Nate Daly at the plate, the 2 spot for Ridgeline. Takes ball 2 just off the plate and a little bit low. Ridgeline gave up 2 in the bottom of the second. Bear River took their first lead of the game. Only a 1-run game, though. Riverhawks with a chance to respond. Daly's going to ground out to second to start this one. Beautiful day for baseball here at Cate Field, Salt Lake Community College, the home of the Bruins, whose season just ended last week, I believe. Trey Purser now up to the plate. Purser walked and then got thrown out, trying to steal second in the 1st inning. So that one missed low and away.
Yeah, but you don't want to make a mistake to this kid, right? Purser. Been impressed with him just in the game I called the Dixie game yesterday with the Ridgeline. Made a great put out from behind home plate. Was swinging a really hot bat. And they really challenged the number 1 overall seed. We kind of mentioned it, but maybe for those just tuning in the live stream, they were down 8-0 yesterday. And they didn't quit. They didn't come back. And they hit Braxton Yates, the ace lefty for Dixie, as good as I've seen anybody hit it off Braxton all year. He came in with a really low ERA.
A rip there, as that's going to be a base hit. Maybe extra as it's going to roll all the way almost to the fence. Great play by the left fielder to get the throw in, but enough speed from Trey Purser to make that a 1-out double.
I love watching the celebrations when they're standing safe on a bag, right? All these kids they're doing the big chop or they're doing some little move, trying to fire their guys in the dugout up. And we got an injured umpire that went down spilling. I did not see what happened, guys.
I didn't see that at all.
Maybe we take another look and we can catch it on one of our
replay. Great hit there, great swing from Purser. Umpire comes
in. He just goes
just
down.
Non-contact knee injury.
He just kind of collapsed there.
Yeah, they're holding that right knee down there on the turf, and non-contact tells me one thing and one thing only. It's one of the things.
Well, I'd rather a knee than you don't want to have a stroke or something, or a heart attack on the field.
Something we
Jeff
can fix
Clough
is good.
is racing down to the field. I mean, he is over the umpires. He's actually,
former umpire himself.
Yeah, he still does a lot of college baseball. Really good umpire, and he's oversees all the officials statewide. And he is sprinting and now walking out on the field to check on one of his guys.
Yeah, still down there on the turf. We'll probably take a break here and let them tend to our umpire. Hope everything's okay here at Kate Field for the UHSAA 4A Baseball Championship. Stay with us on KSL Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
Transform your outdoor space with The Awning Company, St. George's top choice for awnings and outdoor enhancements. We specialize in making your backyard your favorite room of the house. With customizable options for every budget, from small projects to complete backyard remodels, we do it all. Experience superior craftsmanship, high-quality materials, and personalized service that sets us apart. For a limited time, enjoy 25% off in-stock kitchen components. Visit us at 735 South Bluff or go to theawningco.com.
This is Parker. This is Jason with Team D Auto Sales.
Supporting local sports for over 20 years.
That's 2 decades. Come to Team D Auto Sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard.
Or teamdautosales.com. Yeah! Team D, Team D.
You can see our umpire walking off the field there on the third base side as he is ushered off by our security officer, and I believe that's one of the Bear River coaches. So he'll be showing up and into the stands onto the concourse.
Well, they will.
Jeff Clough talking to the Bear River head coach now. He'll have a chat with Ridgeline's third base coach as well, as they'll try and figure out what to do here. I'm not sure if they'll be able to continue with a two-man crew, Devin.
Yeah, they can. They can go. I mean, they work two-man crews a lot during the regular season, so they can go with the two-man crew. They'll just, and it looks like the umpire is limping, and it looks like maybe it was a knee or a hamstring or something, lower leg or upper leg. I don't know, but I'm glad it's not worse than that, right? Like a lower leg injury or hamstring. Okay, that's going to heal. The way he just fell at first, I was like, is he passing out or something of that nature, which scared me.
You see there on the left side of your screen, he just kind of stumbles. Oh, yeah, grabbed the back of the leg, pulled
the
hamstring.
Hammy, yeah, that's what I was guessing. I wasn't sure knee or hammy, but that looked like a hammy. So they can go with a two-man crew. Now, they do have officials on site. They have these three-man crews. The next crew could be here. They could ask the next crew, one of their guys, to come jump in, get ready, get your gear on. Maybe we have a couple-minute delay, and that's what they're doing right now. I'll check and see. I'll check and see what the latest is.
2:26 local time. Our next game is scheduled to start at 4:30 p.m. A little bit of a buffer between Game 2 and Game 3, just in case things like this do happen. There's a bit of a delay, a little overlap, a long game, extra innings, whatever it is. As we just check to see here what the procedure is going to be. Infield and outfield for Bear River huddled up as they await on the official word. Ridgeline's coach going over to the dugout, now coming back out onto the field and talking to one of our other officials, the home plate umpire.
So just got word from Gene Van Orden, who's helping with UHSA up here. They are grabbing a crew member from another game that's coming up next. They're going to get him suited up. They're going to get him out here. So we're going to have just a quick delay. Don't know exactly how long. And they're not going to resume until they get that third umpire out there. They want the three for the better viewpoints. They don't want to miss a call in a state championship. So they're just going to hold everything and get a replacement out there to go to that third base umpire position.
So there's one out here in the top of the third with Trey Purser on second after lacing that double out in the left center field. He's going to be in the dugout right now getting instructions from his coaches, and I think this is probably a good time for us to take a break here while we wait for that third official to be suited up, and again, hope that our official who just had to leave the game, it's just a little tweak, a little cramp, nothing too serious, and hope to see him back out here on the field at some point this week. Stick with us here on KSL Sports. Stock the Jukes here with Devin Dixon for Game 2 of Day 2 of the 4A Baseball Championship here in the state of Utah.
Hi, I'm Jermaine O'Jegma from The Rink, and I'm inviting you to come out and skate The Rink. The Rink is the hot spot in town for big group events and kid birthday parties. We now have a karaoke room and retro skate night every Friday night. Visit skatetherink.com to learn more and let the good times roll at The Rink.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Did you know that it costs less to maintain your equipment than to repair it? Yet 90% of breakdowns are caused by system neglect. Give your heating, cooling, and plumbing the care they deserve. For all your air conditioning and plumbing needs, turn to the experts.
Really quick turnaround there as we've already got our third official back out onto the field. A little shout out from the man Devin Dixon.
Kyle Anderson, I'm told, is jumping in there and helping out. I didn't catch the name of the official that got injured, but you hope he's okay. I asked Jeff Clough. He just came back to the press box, but he was already talking with Rob Cuff, and didn't get that name of the guy that. But you just hope he's okay. And I did get the name of Kyle Anderson, who got out there pretty quickly. We just had maybe a 5-minute delay so far,
Maybe 5 minutes, and a really good job by that third official to get suited up as fast as he did. It feels like maybe exactly 5 minutes almost since the official went down on the turf.
Like Clark Kent, baby.
Speaking of Clark, it's Cooper Clark up to bat for Ridgeline. Cleanup hitter for the Riverhawks, already has a run scored today.
And Clark's been real busy in center field, hasn't he?
Takes that outside and low for ball one. Really good patience from these Ridgeline hitters on that slider so far. Tough to do righty on righty and lefty on lefty. Bunt shown, gets that one down. It's got enough pop off the bat to get Purser to third and get Clark to first. Excellent squeeze base hit.
Yeah, you love it when a bunt, you're just trying to play some small ball there with one out, ends up in a single, and now runners on the corners. And Ridgeline's got a little something brewing here, trying to tie this game up and maybe even ultimately in this inning retake the lead.
Perfect spot there from Clark. You can see on the Red Rock replay as that throw is never going to have enough time to get over, and plenty of speed from Purser as well. Good work from the crew on that one. Good camera angles, good replays. We're buzzing here at Kate Field. First and third, one out. Runner takes off. Cooper Clark looking for that steal of second. They're going to cut the throw in the infield grass.
Yeah, I think that's designed. I think the signal is on, hey, let's cut it, maybe try to get them cat and mouse trying to score on the throw down from second. They work on plays like that. I'm seeing a lot of Ridgeline players that play baseball that also played football. We mentioned Nate Dolly, the starting quarterback, pitcher, closer, pretty good hitter as well. The left guard was Easton Hammond. Cooper Clark played linebacker. Trey Purser was another guard on this team. Bodie Hansen was a linebacker. So you had a lot of multi-sport stars on the field for this Riverhawks team in this baseball game.
Very athletic school down there. Ridgeline and Green Canyon both have been coming into their own in sports as of late, and both schools are less than 10 years old. Ridgeline opened in 16 and Green Canyon opened in 17, so Region 11's really been exploding lately. Drop third strike on the chase in the dirt. That one is up above first, and maybe he would have had a chance if he ran that out, but I think they might be bringing him back to the plate. That was called a foul tip.
Yep. He, I don't even know if he felt it hit the bat or if because he was like, is it in the dirt? I'm going.
He took off immediately.
Yeah. Which is smart.
As you should, yeah.
And now
definitely.
he's getting a little bit of an explanation from the home plate umpire.
This is the pitcher, Bodie Hansen, the 5-spot batter for Ridgeline. Had an RBI double in the first inning to give himself some run support to start the game off.
And now Coach wants an explanation here. Coach Jensen. And now we're going to have a 3-man crew meeting, and they're going to figure out exactly, hey, what'd you see? What'd you see? What did you see? And they'll make a decision.
Well, Devin, I'm not quite sure what the argument is there from Coach Jensen as, that just ends up not being an out for Ridgeline.
Yeah, it didn't quite. I was trying to take a look at the replay. Cut it off a little bit earlier. They are going to call him out. So they are going to say it was not foul tipped and it's strike 3.
So that was the argument then from Coach Jensen is they were going to call him out. Jensen said, no, check again. And they were sure the third time.
Well, and that's why I think you saw Hansen take off.
Yep.
Makes sense, right?
Yep, that's exactly why you would take off in that position. If you hit the ball, you're not going to move as a batter.
You're going to stay.
Yeah.
You're like, I foul tipped
and you'll
that.
hear it too.
Correct.
2 outs now, second and third for Ridgeline as Hansen goes down on the strikeout. This would be Cale Kidman. Third K of the day for Holden Potter.
366 hitter in Kidman.
2-0 to start off his count. That one down low. Now the fake throw behind the runner to third. Pinch runner on third for Trey Purser, by the way. It's number 12.
Yeah, re-entry there, pinch running, courtesy runner,
Cooper
whatever you want
Hall.
to call it. The high school rule. A lot of times the pitchers, the catchers, you'll run for them, give them a break.
So Cooper Hall is going to be the runner for Purser today. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on here in the top of the third. That one misses and gets away. Summers dropped it but managed to track it down in time, and both Ridgeline runners will have to return to their stations.
Man, and you had Clark at second. He was 2/3 of the way to third. So if you wanted to throw down to second behind him, you might have got him, but then you could have got caught in a little pickle and tried to score a run. You see he's way past the umpire there on the replay and then has to retrace his steps back. Probably smart to not throw it, though, and make a mistake and try to go back and get him at the plate with 2 outs.
Walks him on a full count. Cale Kidman juices the bases, and a potential 2-out rally coming for Town Smith.
I don't think Jensen has been the head coach at Ridgeline too long. Is this his second or third year, Stockton? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't off the top of my head. I've only been working in Region 11 for the last year, so I mostly do Utah State.
How is the Aggies hockey team?
They were good. They won the conference championship back in February. We did a tournament just like this up at the Eccles and got a trophy out of it, so it really felt good at the end of it. They're going to be dangerous the next couple of years, though. They just got a new coach. Some good recruits coming this offseason.
You know, hockey's about to explode in the state of Utah with the Phoenix Coyotes franchise moving to Utah. And obviously the survey's out and people can vote. They got about 20 nicknames and monikers. I don't think we're going to get a nickname. The jersey's already being made just with Utah on them.
Yeah, they're not going to have that name officially trademarked until next season.
They'll play a season under just the Utah hockey team, basically. Utah Hockey Club, whatever you want to call it. Kind of what the Commanders did for a year, too.
That breaking ball finds the front door on Smith, and it's going to be 1-2 with the bases loaded and 2 away. Fouls that one off, just barely got a piece of it.
I think pretty clear the expansion nicknames, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Seattle Kraken, those have been home run hits with the rebranding and the mascots and the atmosphere in Seattle and Vegas all in the last 7 years. So they do need to hit a home run with the branding and the nickname. Do you like Yetis or Mammoth? What do you like?
I've been leaning towards Outlaws lately.
Outlaws.
1-2, 2 outs, misses the plate, 2's across the board.
A lot of things you could do with that. You know, you had Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid roaming the hills. It's got a little bit of a historic reference to the state of Utah.
And I know this might be a hot take too, but I liked Yeti as well. I thought that was a decent option.
I'm leaning Mammoth, but you did go mythical creature with the Kraken just barely, so maybe you don't want to go the same direction.
Yeah, not really sure.
Or is a mammoth a real thing? I don't know.
So woolly mammoths, I think, are actually real, just very old.
I've seen Ice Age and Ice Age 2 with my kids. I think it's real.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Tyson Smith watches that one bounce to fill the count. Now everyone's going to be running on the pitch.
Not to get away from baseball too much, but final thought is Outlaws to me, my first thought when I saw that one was like, it's kind of minor league baseball. I kind of thought of the Chattanooga Outlookers. I don't know. That's where my mind went, and so I kind of was not all in, but the more I've thought about it, the more it's okay. I wouldn't hate that.
My take on it is every new team sounds like a minor league team until they've played a season.
Correct.
Runners go. Ball is fouled off to the right side. Really good at-bat from Tyson Smith here. Grounded it out to the shortstop to end the second. No, to begin the second inning.
I like the Utah Elk. It kind of rang Minnesota Wild to me, but that didn't make the top 20. The Elk. They had the Caribou, I think, was instead of the Elk.
Yeah,
a lot of elk in Utah, though.
3-2 again. Checks and walks home the tying run. Great at-bat from Tyson Smith, who gets an RBI on a free pass, and we are tied again.
And Tyson Smith had a whale of a game yesterday. Had a couple really timely hits, multi-hit game, even though Ridgeline came up short against Dixie yesterday. And just a patient plate appearance there, working the count in his favor, drawing that free pass, getting a ribby.
3 up here at Kate Field. 2 outs in the third is a big swing and a miss from Easton Hammond to start off his at-bat. Struck out swinging in the second.
It's only his 16th RBI of the year, but you don't get as many chances when you're hitting down in the, 8th spot in the lineup?
7th.
7th spot in the lineup. But you'll take him in a game like this, now tied 3-3, and everybody can reset. Haven't settled a thing, as I like to say.
0-2 now for Easton Hammond. Looking to do some damage here.
Mentioned Hammond, football player. Looks like a football player, right? Looks like an offensive lineman. Big, strong kid.
Yeah, wouldn't want to line up against that guy. 1-2 with 2 outs. Outside 2-2.
Really good numbers on the mound. Dixie just jumped all over him yesterday and didn't get out of the first inning. But if Ridgeline's going to make a run back through this one-loss side of the bracket, we could see him get redemption later this week.
2s across the board, just barely gets a piece of that one. A little early on it. Slowed it down enough. Ridgeline's been fighting at the plate this inning. Lots of long at-bats. Top of the third here at Kate Field. 2-2 with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Hit hard out to right field. Back step from the right fielder, only has to shuffle about 3 times to make that play.
Yeah, that wind knocked that one down. Sanchez had a pretty good beat on it. You don't want to overrun that, then he got to come way up. Kind of got to it, picked his spot, and was right in the mitt. Looked like he put a better charge in it, though, so that's why I thought that wind might have knocked it down a little bit, Stockton.
Yep, excellent contact there from Easton Hammond. Just finds a body, and we are heading to the bottom of the third. Tied at 3. Great inning from Ridgeline as they pick up 2 hits. They leave 3 on and pick up a run. We are heading to more baseball here on KSL Sports, brought to you by UCCU.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Athletes, now is the time to build explosive strength, power, speed, and agility when you join Intermountain Sports Performance through our Season of Speed Holiday Special. Call 435-251-2299 to instantly save $100 on our 8-week training program. Must purchase by December 31st.
Welcome back into Kate Field here at SLCC, the home of the Bruins, hosting the 4A Baseball State Championship. 3 full days of baseball yesterday, today, and tomorrow from 11 a.m. to almost 10 p.m., unless there's a weather delay, at which point we could be here till midnight again. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you for Day 2, Game 2 between Ridgeline and Bear River. The Riverhawks managed to walk in a tying run in the top of the third. Now Bear River trying to respond again.
You might try to get me to believe in the broadcaster's jinx if you actually get us into a weather delay later tonight. Stockton with that comment moments ago. That was a long day yesterday, wasn't it, fellas? But we made it. They wanted to get the game in last night. There was talk there as it went to an hour delay, like, should they just move it to the morning? But Jeff Clough said, no, the storm's going to pass. Be patient. And they got it in.
Bear River, quick turnaround, about 14 hours from end of game to start a game?
Yeah, these guys are young. They're resilient.
I think they were staying locally, too. I don't think they went back to Tremont.
I would. I would stay locally. It's a long bus ride, and it's kind of that fun brotherhood, staying at the team hotel, having that late-night snack, chalking it up, and getting up, having that team breakfast, get loose, and get back to the ballpark, try to make a run at this thing. It's a talented Bear River team.
Full count for Deegan Rigby, leadoff hitter in this inning. Gets that over to the shortstop hole. It's knocked down by Cam Blotter, but he's not going to be able to make a throw, and he comes up a little bit lame as well. Kind of chunked into that turf. It's not as slick as the normal grass and dirt infields are.
Rigby, not a big stride there, just all upper body. You don't see a lot of leg push, a lot of lower body movement, and still has so much power to rip that deep into the hole. You're right about Blotter. I mean, good effort to block it, but even if he gets to it, backhands it cleanly, it sits so deep in the hole where the turf meets the fake dirt, meets the fake grass, and you don't have a play at first anyway. It's a hit all day.
Rigby with his first base hit of the day, now 1-1 with a walk.
I don't know if Ozzie Smith would have made that play on Deegan Rigby. Maybe Ozzie Smith would have.
Derek Jeter might be the only
Derek
athlete in
Jeter.
the world who could turn that.
Is Jeter the greatest shortstop of all time in your eyes?
Not a question.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, growing up out on the East Coast, my dad was an Angels fan because he's from Cache Valley, so he loved the Angels back in the day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're telling me. That one gets through. Third baseman not covering on the bunt. That is a mistake. Oh, my. That might be an E5.
Yeah, just good bunt, though. You lay it down there. You put it where nobody's at. You kind of, you wait, and you show it after the pitch comes. It's just great timing. And you kind of catch them off guard. It's just great. I don't know if that's design from Coach Hawes and company. It probably is. And you surprise that defense, and now you got to talk things over out there on the bump.
So Drollinger with the bunt single moves Deegan Rigby up to second.
The only reason I said, is because I went to I'm a Mariners fan. I'm from Washington State, so obviously same division. I'm in Anaheim. We're at the game, whole family, right? All the kids, wife. We're there. We're having a great time. All of a sudden, here comes the guy selling those silly little rally monkeys. My 3 daughters went bananas. They had to have a rally monkey. That puts Dad in a very tight dilemma here. Do I buy the rally monkeys and make them happy for an inning or two so I can get through a 9-inning baseball game before a pitch clock was invented? Or do I bite the bullet and tell them, heck no? Well, my wife convinced me to buy the rally monkeys, which I've now probably thrown away. And so that's a painful memory. That's what, when you said Angles, that's where my mind went instantly.
Mm-hmm. My dad, because he's an Anaheim fan, we were living in the New York metro area at the time. Took me to Yankees Angels, tried to get me to wear red. I fell in love with Derek Jeter, and I've been loving baseball ever since.
Yeah. Jeter was terrific.
Just a fantastic player. Old Yankee Stadium back in the early 2000s was something special.
And they come in on the bunt knowing it was coming again. These two skippers playing a little chess match right now, huh?
Yeah, this is fun. This is region baseball, right? When you see a team so many times, you got to do some funky stuff to get past them.
Well, Summers is 1 for 1 today. Didn't he bunt single aboard, or did he swing aboard? I think he bunted aboard.
Bunt singled and came around to score.
Yeah. By the way, just like you like Jeter, I was a Ken Griffey, the Kid fan.
Best swing in baseball. Quickly 0-2 now for Colton Summers.
Now you got to swing, right?
Absolutely. Green light, you would assume, for Summers as he does poke that one into center field. This should load the bases as they will hold Deegan Rigby at third.
Big spot here. Bodie Hansen in a little bit of trouble now. You get 0-2 and you're thinking, this is backfiring. But then a nice little, just kind of throws the bat out there, doesn't overswing, not trying to hit one out of the park. He's just trying to poke that one where they're not, and he does it perfectly. Right back up the middle. Thought maybe you want to be a little more aggressive and try to score a run there. But with no outs, you never want to make the first or the last out of the inning at home plate. That's kind of my rule of thumb.
Down low. That'll be ball one. It's Thomas Summers into bat now for Bear River. The Summers, by the way, we found out related Somewhat, but not directly.
Distant second or third cousins, probably.
Big cut there to make it 1-1. That was, he was trying to hit another extra base hit. Bases loaded with nobody out. Bodie Hansen in a tough spot again this inning. Maybe the most pressure that he's felt this afternoon. Great breaking ball. Finds the back door, 1-2. About an hour into this one. Still not quite through all 3 frames. 2.5 down. It's a very good chance this game could end up pushing back our 4:30 game as that spins foul.
Yeah, got an hour and a half window, but you look up and you're like, wow, we're still in the third?
The amount of runs that are being scored per inning here as well, these could be pretty long half innings.
Yeah, and both pitchers, when you get runners on base, you're slowing, you're checking the runners, it's situational baseball. I mean, everything matters in an elimination game like this one where there is no tomorrow if you lose, and this is a tight one.
Summers on 1-2. Fifth pitch of the at-bat is in there for a backwards K.
Great.
And that is the first of the day for Hansen.
Great location. Got the call. Wasn't on the black of the rubber at home plate. Was it off the plate? Was it on the plate? I couldn't tell. Let's take another look from the side, and it's belt high, a little above belly button high. So definitely the topper portion of the K zone, but if it's over the plate, that's a good call. You got to swing when it's close.
That's going to find the same spot for 0-1.
Fortunately for Bear River, though, just the first out of the inning, and he still got him loaded up.
The base is still loaded with 1 out for Michael Sanchez, who grounded out to second in the second inning. That's ripped out to left. It's got some help from the wind. It's going to get over the... No, what a play. Great run in left by Cale Kidman, but the Bears will score the go-ahead run on the tag from Deegan Rigby.
Yeah, the wind has let up a little bit, Stock. As I look back at the flag, I was thinking like you, if that's hit good enough, that's going to get up in the jet stream. That's where the wind is helping the most, is straight out to left. But no, I looked, it's probably still 10, 11, 12 miles an hour. It's still helping, don't get me wrong, but it's not 2025 where it could have beat him over the top. I don't think that ever had home run potential written all over it, but it was still enough to maybe beat the outfielder. But he's playing at good depth there and made a good running catch.
Great run again from Cale Kidman, who's made a couple grabs now out there in left. Run still scores. It's 4-3 Bear River with 2 outs and runners on first and second. That one gets away. Drollinger to third. Colton Summers to second. Wild pitch makes it 1-1. Just bounced there away from Trey Purser.
This is a big spot here. I mean, Bear River already back up by 1 run. A hit here, you could extend the lead to 3.
Potter does indeed get a hold of that one. It's going to bloop its way into left field. They'll send the runner from second, and now they change their mind at the last second. Throw back behind is not in time, and that's going to allow Holden Potter to stretch his single out to second base. 5-3 Bear River, 2 2-run innings in a row.
Well, and look, you got Talon Marble coming up next. Do you really want to test Kidman's arm? You could have. It would have been interesting. He would have had to Crow Hop make a good throw. He realizes the stop sign's on late, so he throws to third, nearly a chance, as he had took a big turnaround third. It was a late stop sign. But, hey, that's good base running. That's good coaching. And now you got a chance with one of the best hitters on the team to get up there and do some more damage.
So Drollinger crosses the plate. Colton Summers reaches third base. And Holden Potter, today's pitcher, not yesterday's pitcher, is at second base after a single that he was able to run into a double. After that throw was bobbled at third. Now another rip into left field. It'll be played on a hop by Kidman. He's going to have to rip this one towards the plate. It is late, and the Bears go up 7-3 on an RBI double.
Yeah, and you might go get Bodie Hansen right now. I mean, this you can't wait any longer. I think you got to go get him. But you had the chance to send him last time. You wait because Marble's coming up. That's great third base coaching, if you ask me. And then what does Marble do? Talon Marble says, I got you, coach. And then this time you wave him and say, I want to see Kidman's arm. And he can't make that throw from out there in left field, and you score 2 more. So that's a huge sequence now, and the biggest cushion of the game and the largest lead of the game for the Bears at 7-3, like you mentioned. And still, this Ridgeline team can hit it. No panic, but I think you got to stop the bleeding here, and you got to give somebody else the ball on the mound.
Potter scores and Summers scores. It's a 4-run lead. And it looks like the Riverhawks are indeed going to go to a relief pitcher. Just waiting to see who's going to pop out of the dugout. Maybe they'll be making some adjustments. Nope, there we go. There he is in all his glory. It's Nate Daly moving in from right field. Daly, from the bump this season, is a 2.14 ERA, 2-0 on decision records. This will be his 9th appearance. He's got a save as well, usually a late-game closer.
Yeah, but hey, you like it, right? He throws all the time. He throws in the summer. He throws for the football team in the fall. Comes in on the back end, throws out of the bullpen. Kind of their closer role. Not in a save situation, but you gotta level it off. You need somebody to come in, start getting some outs, and you got Garrick Marble at the plate. Chance for the Bears to do more damage. He's already 2 for 2 today, and so you still got a runner in scoring position, and a lot of this coming with 2 outs. That's big time. When you can get those clutch hits, string them together with 2 outs, that's what knocked Crimson Cliffs out in the morning game this morning, is they'd get the leadoff guy aboard, but they couldn't string 2 or 3 hits together. Bear River all of a sudden stringing some hits together in this inning. Look up, they've got double-digit hits already, 10 hits in this game, and it's coming from up and down the lineup, Stockton. I mean, everybody's getting in on the production.
Just an emphatic third inning from Bear River, and this is the opposite of how we saw them play last night, Devin, where they opened up with a 3-run first, a 2-run second, and then really slowed down for the next 3 innings up until after that weather delay. They were able to pick up a couple more. But, yeah, just a really, really tough showing from Bear River, and they're making up for it today. Slow start with the 1 run in the first, and then they've just exploded, exponential growth through the last 3.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about how the tail of the game rolls. Like Ridgeline was down 8-0 yesterday, loses 10-6. Bear River's up 5-0, loses 9-7. It's never over till it's over. Both teams have blown leads. Both teams have been in situations where they've had big leads, and there's still a lot of game left. We're still just bottom of the 3rd inning right now.
So Holden Potter's day is going to come, Bodie Hansen's day is going to come to a close with 7 runs against. 6 of those are going to be earned.
You're right. 2 2/3, gave up 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, walked 1, struck out 1.
That one's ripped out into center field. Garrick Marble got just enough of it to keep it in the park underneath. It'll be a nice play out in center from Cooper Clark. And finally, the Riverhawks get out of the inning, but it's 7-3, a 4-run bottom of the 3rd. Bear River explodes on Ridgeline. They lead by more than double what the Riverhawks have on the board in this Region 11 showdown at the UHSAA Baseball 4A Championship here at Salt Lake Community College. You're watching KSL Sports, brought to you by the UCCU.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Transform your outdoor space with The Awning Company, St. George's top choice for awnings and outdoor enhancements. We specialize in making your backyard your favorite room in the house. With customizable options for every budget, from small projects to complete backyard remodels, we do it all. Experience superior craftsmanship, high-quality materials, and personalized service that sets us apart. For a limited time, enjoy 25% off in-stock kitchen components. Visit us at 735 South Bluff or go to theawningco.com.
3 down, 4 to go here at Kate Field. Salt Lake Community College hosting the 4A Baseball State Championships. I'm Stockton Jukes with Devin Dixon here on KSL Sports, brought to you by the UCCU. Love where you bank. Strike 2 in there on the bottom corner again. And Hansen finds himself down in the count. 9-spot batter for the Riverhawks. Needs to get something going here as Ridgeline trails by 4 after a huge bottom 3 by Bear River. What'd they do right there, Devin?
Just barreled it up. I mean, just patient, worked the count, and then picking and seeing good pitches, and then finding key hits. Like I said, stringing them together. Now, Ridgeline not out of this. They got to string some together themselves.
Big swing and a miss there. It's another strikeout for Holden Potter. That is number 4 today, all of them swinging.
And now Potter's mentality can change a little bit, right? He can be a little bit more aggressive. He doesn't have to be cautious. He can throw a little bit more loose and free with a 4-run cushion. Maybe go for a few more Ks like that. And, try to snap some off. And your mentality does change. Whether you think subliminally or not, it does. It always does as a pitcher when you have run support.
1-0 with 1 out. That one sharply off the turf. It'll be played on a hop by the third baseman. A great infield play there by the 5-hole Easton Goodliff. Quickly 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
And Nate Dolly will step in.
Cam Blotter now 0 for 3 on the day with 2 groundouts and a flyout. Tough day at the dish for him. Now Nate Daly, who just took over on the mound in the last half inning. Called ball there. It's 1-0.
Almost more runs than hits for Ridgeline. They need to start just one at a time, getting guys on base, and that's a good start.
Good start right there for a potential 2-out rally as Daly gets himself back to first base.
First hit of the game for Nate. Started in right field, now into pitch.
1 for 2 with a walk is Daly.
Trying to help his own cause now that he's on the bump.
He's also scored a run. After walking in the first, he came all the way around.
They're going to pinch run for him, I think. I don't think he wants to come out.
Yeah, when he's not pitching, he likes to play in the outfield. He likes to run.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him on the football field. The kid's an athlete, right? But, you want him fresh, you want him focused, you want him ready, because if you're going to come back, you need him to silence the Bear River bats.
Outside for ball 1. So out there on first base now for the Riverhawks. That looks like number 30, Brady Cook. One 1-0 is in and low for 2-0. 2 outs here for Ridgeline after a quick 2 at-bats. Daly finds himself on first and then gets courtesy ran for. Purser having a good day today. That one in behind. Purser 1 for 1 with a double and a walk.
Just look at his build. I mentioned he played offensive line. He's just strong. He looks like a baseball player. I don't know what his plans are after high school.
Hard grounded to third base. Off the glove. Recovered by the shortstop. The throw is not going to be in time. That could very easily be an E5 or an infield single. Let's see if we can take another look here. Purser again making hard contact, pulling that one to the left side. He's liking that pull side today. It just kicked off the heel of the hand.
Yeah. I think it's probably the first Bear River error of the game, although they haven't put it up on the scoreboard here. They've given it a hit. So they thought it was hit hard enough there that they're going to give him the hit.
That one bounces away from Summers. He's going to have a runner to deal with, and he'll eat that one.
And Ridgeline's got a little something brewing here with 2 outs now. Runners on second, third. Got a couple ducks on the pond. Purser is going to be teammates. Who you just got on board now. He's out there pinch running for him, but he's going to be teammates with Deacon Rigby. They're both going to college in Southern Idaho to play baseball. A lot of these kids, I don't know what it's like in Region 11 day-to-day in Region play because I'm down in St. George covering Region 9, but Stockton, you've seen it all year. The rivalries, are they heated, but then they're friends off the field because they played ball against each other since they were kids?
Yeah, a lot of them have played ball together, too. It comes down to what schools. Ridgeline and Bear River, they don't really have any bad blood. Ridgeline's main rivals are typically Green Canyon because they came up at the same time, Mountain Crest because they're both down in the South Valley, and then on occasion Logan. And then, for example, Bear River, they usually clash with Logan a little bit more because they're both older schools.
Yeah.
Green Canyon and Skyview battle a ton because Green Canyon stole Skyview's student body when they were established in 2017. So they don't like each other a whole lot. So that playoff win for Green Canyon back in the fall was so big. It was their first time they've ever beat Skyview. Yeah, it's like that. You've got teams that get along better, like Ridgeline and Green Canyon. They don't really fight all that much. That's going to be fair down the third base line. It's going to be a potential 2 RBI single as the second run comes across the plate. 5-7, Ridgeline cuts the lead down to 2. Great piece of hitting there from number 6, Cooper Clark, who is once again on base with a run-scoring opportunity.
Watch that swing. Just jackknifes it, pulls it down past the third baseman, gets all the way down the line there. Clearly a fair baseball. And that's exactly what you need. You're trailing by the most you've trailed all day, and you don't sit around. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You just go right back to work. And now they have been swinging it, and it's just a 2-run game again. And again, we're just top fourth. This game is going to be exciting. This game's not going to be over until it's over.
It is going to be a showdown like we were expecting between two teams that are more familiar with each other than I would argue anyone else in this tournament. They played 2 separate 3-game series in the regular season.
Well, they played 2 separate series.
They do. They play a home-away-home and then an away-home-away.
Did they split 2-2 then? I just looked at the one series in April.
Let's go back and look, actually, while we've got some time. If we pull up the Ridgeline baseball schedule. Bear River, they went 2-1 in the first series back in the beginning of April. No, that was the... Oh, no, you're right. They do the home-away-home. It's just the one series. I thought they had more games than that. Anyway, yeah, 2-1 on the season series against Bear River. 1 of those on the road, 1 of those at home, and then Bear River beat them by 7 in Tremont.
Yeah. So 2 wins, 1 loss for Ridgeline. But look, there's only 6 teams in region. That's why you get the extra conference game versus down in St. George. You have the 7th team, so you play 14 region games.
Yeah, and it's weird in Region 11, too, especially with some of the newer schools. Some of the sports will play a home and away. Some of them will play 2 series. Some of them will play 1 series. It just kind of depends. 1-1 with 2 outs. The runner is checked on but safe. Cooper Clark out there with that 2 RBI single.
We saw Bodie Hansen get a big hit down the line earlier to help his cause early, give Ridgeline the early lead. Now he's in line to get the loss unless he can come out here and maybe get something going here, keep something going here. They've already got a couple with 2 outs. Now they need Hansen to step up big at the plate. He's probably frustrated. He got pulled, probably frustrated. He gave up so many runs on the mound. Got him into the latter stages of this game, though. State tournament, good hitting team like Bear River. He's got to put all that behind him, and he's got to go try to make a play. And one swing of the bat, we could be tied here if he can go yard.
1-2 with 2 outs for Hansen. Ridgeline on a nice 2-run, 2-out rally. Upstairs to even the count.
Always, now that I say that, I start thinking to myself, like, you probably don't want to go up there thinking home run here. A lot of game left. Probably like to drive something in the alleyway, and if he just happens to catch it and it goes bye-bye in left center field or something, hey, that's a bonus.
Clark takes off again. That one way outside. The throw is not going to be in time or on target, so Cooper Clark's on second with a full count.
Good speed, Clark. Finley Subaru, stolen base. Got a great jump. The throw there from the catcher was probably just like, okay, I'm going to throw it, but I don't want to overthrow. Just make sure I get it to the guy. I don't think he really had a shot to get him. It was too good of a jump and a lead.
Payoff pitch for Hansen is cut on and missed, and Bodie Hansen is struck out for the 2nd inning in a row. Frustration from the big man. But we will head to the 5th inning. The bottom of the 4th inning. Ridgeline cuts the lead in half for Bear River, but they still trail by 2. off of a nicely put together 2-out rally. We'll be right back here on KSLSports.com, presented by UCCU.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Inspired design.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Welcome back, folks, to Kate Field here in West Jordan, Utah. Salt Lake Community College playing host to the 4A Baseball State Tournament. Stockton Jukes here with you. Also joined by Devin Dixon on color for this broadcast. We thank you so much for tuning in with our crew all week long, as we'll be here with you until we crown a champion on Saturday afternoon. First pitch of the bottom of the fourth misses outside. Nate Daly back to work after he took over in relief for Bodie Hansen. That one called a swinging strike for 1-1. Daly low and in for 2-1. Daly came in relief after the Talon Marble 2 RBI single turn double and got an out. Now he's right back to it and gets an out to start the bottom of the fourth. A pop out to the second baseman. That'll send Easton Goodliff back to the dugout. Still 7-5 Bear River with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Great curveball finds the back door for strike one. Deegan Rigby back up to the plate for Bear River. Cannon of an arm, lots of muscle at the plate. Struggled a little bit on the bump in the middle of that game yesterday. Rips that one to the third baseman, plays it on a couple hops, and a great 5-3 from Tyson Smith. 2 quick outs in the bottom of the fourth. Devin, a lot better momentum here for the Ridgeline defense.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just got away from him, had a bad inning, and now trying to regroup and kind of collect their thoughts. And you saw him, put up 2 in the top half. You don't want to give those 2 you just worked hard to get back. So you got to go make some plays defensively. And Dolly, I like what I see out of him so far. Has really come in. I think the time to go make that pitching change was right. And if he can hold Bear River scoreless the rest of the way, that's going to give Ridgeline a chance here. You're only down 2. A lot of game left.
Outside edge strike one as the 0-1 is fouled off. Quickly 0-2. Drollinger singled in his second at-bat in the previous inning, ended up coming back around to score the second run of the inning. That misses for ball 1. One and 2. Backdoor breaking ball, a little low, didn't make it back to the plate.
A lot of movement, though. Interesting arm angle there, too, as that was a little bit different spinner than we've seen.
That misses high to fill the count with 2 outs. Yeah, like you said, Devin, it looked like a little more vertical break on that one.
Yeah, almost got back there. Drollinger, though, 1 for 2 today. He'd love to go 2 for 3.
Payoff pitch is grounded to third. Back-to-back 5-3s for Ridgeline. As that is confirmed by the first base umpire.
Good stretch by Thompson, though. It was close.
So a good inning of work there from the relief pitcher, Nate Daly, who has now gotten 4 straight outs since he came in. 7-5 Bear River. They failed to score for the first inning all game. Ridgeline has a chance to tie it up here on KSL. When we come back, Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you for the 4A baseball tournament brought to you by UCCU.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Athletes, now is the time to build explosive strength, power, speed, and agility when you join Intermountain Sports Performance through our Season of Speed holiday special. Call 435-251-2299 to instantly save $100 on our 8-week training program. Must purchase by December 31st.
Welcome back into Kate Field, home of the Bruins. The Salt Lake Community College Bruins just wrapped up their season about a week ago, so they've lent us the field for the 4A baseball championship tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure D.G. Nelson didn't want to wrap it up the way it ended. Extra inning loss in the regional, the College of Southern Nevada. There's a leadoff hit.
Hard base hit right through the middle from Cale Kidman. Nearly takes Holden Potter's head off. 1 on, nobody out.
Hey, sometimes the first pitch you see is the best pitch to swing at, though. We've seen that a number of times. And I'm looking at the team batting averages, all these 8 teams that are here, and everybody's got some hitters. So I like it when I see a Kidman go jump on that first pitch and lace it into center field.
Well, we talked about this actually yesterday for the Bear River game. Desert Hills came out throwing to them right in the zone. That's why they were able to get those 3 quick runs in that first inning, is because the first and second pitches were hittable.
Yeah, until Crew Christensen came in, you're right. And when he came in the third,
he shut him down.
3 innings of scoreless baseball, and I think he struck out 4 of his first 5 batters he faced. And then that rain hit, and they had to pull him. But they kept him at only 26 pitches. So
he'll be playable today if he wants to.
Sure. You could kind of bullpen it. I think Desert Hills tonight against Dixie, the probable starters, Jake Andreas for Dixie and Hoyt Atkin for Desert Hills.
That game at 7 p.m. tonight. That'll be our nightcap.
Not sure who Timpanogos will throw, but I would guess Snow Canyon would throw Andrew Lyon, son of Taylorville High School legend Brandon Lyon, who did Dixie State back in the late 90s, drafted by Toronto, had a stint in Boston in 03 and 04. He was traded for who? Kurt Schilling, bloody sock, broke the curse, but he was in Arizona. Didn't ever make it to a postseason baseball game. Had stints in Chicago with the White Sox playing for Jimmy Leland. Brandon then had a stint in Houston, and he ended up with the Mets and then the Angels to wrap up his career. And his oldest son, Isaac, was on the Snow Canyon State Championship team from 3 years ago. He's one of the starting pitchers for Grand Canyon in the WAC.
They'll be playing BYU today, won't they?
Yeah, they're playing BYU tonight. In fact, I think Jeff Clough, who's here kind of overseeing this baseball tournament with the Utah High School Activities Association, I think he's part of that umpire crew tonight.
So he'll have to take off. That game starts at 6, I believe, down in Provo. Shout out to my buddy Neil Flack, their athletic trainer. Appreciate you, bud. Happy wedding, by the way, a couple weeks ago. Just got married.
How was the bachelor party?
It was nice. We went golfing.
Nice. That's a great call.
Yep.
Bachelor party and golf go hand in hand. That's perfect.
Yep.
I might go. I brought my sticks with me in case we get an off day Thursday, or we might only have one game Friday night. So
Yeah, Friday night, this is probably a good time to walk through the rest of the schedule. It's 11, 1:30, 4:30, and 7 yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thursday we'll play if we need to. There's a potential that a 1-1 team could take a win on a 2-0 team. Then we'd have to play a second game in that series to find out our finalist on Thursday. Those will be at 4:30 and 7. Then the championship game, first game will be at Friday at 7, second Saturday at 11 a.m., third, if necessary, 1:30 p.m.
Yep. And last year, Crimson Snow Canyon didn't need a Thursday game. And went into the championship game. Crimson won it in 2. Crimson's already lost this morning. They are already out. The chance to three-peat is over, unfortunately, for the Mustangs and Coach Abbott. Great seniors on that team that were trying to run it back for a third year. And just the bats just weren't there. Even though they out-hit, had 5 hits, but just no runs today. Just couldn't string them together.
Couple of fielding errors, too, extended some innings that ended up hurting them.
So we will have a new state champ. It will not be a repeat winner.
2-1, hard cut by Easton Hammond, evens the count at 2. Still over there on first is Cale Kidman.
And I think Easton Hammond is taking his talents on the football field to Utah State. I think he's committed to play there.
It's a good choice. Good man.
You bleed Aggie blue, don't you?
All day and night. Big swing and a miss as Hammond strikes out for the second time today. 2 gone quickly now after that Kidman opening single.
Saw the one quarterback that had been there for a while transferred out, and they got a couple new transfers in. They've kind of been right there in the Mountain West, 500, bowl eligible last couple of years. New basketball coach, of course, great run this last year, and you lose Danny Sprinkle to the University of Washington.
Getting a couple players coming back, too. I know Falslev's coming back, Adujay's coming back.
When Falslev went in the portal, I was really surprised, and I thought maybe he was going with Coach Pope somewhere. But then when he left BYU, I wonder if that fell apart, because I know the Falslev family has got some BYU ties, but he's a Cache Valley kid.
Yep, he's from
Skyview
Benson.
Bobcat, baby.
Yep, he's from Benson, maybe 15 minutes west of Skyview.
Called a lot of Mason Falslev's, state championship football and basketball games. Fun, energizer guy. He can really dunk. Really, really twitchy, really athletic.
Just a really good kid, too.
Does he have to buy dinner or lunch, or does he get free food everywhere in Cache Valley?
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons that he actually entered the portal. He was on the coaches show with Scotty G and Hans for a night a couple months ago. After the Danny news broke, he was on the show, and he was talking about how, he doesn't really think that he's going to be an NBA-level player. And so with all this NIL opportunity money to be made now, you got to go test the waters. You got to see if there's money out there to be made now. They were able to find him the NIL money in Logan as that's driven out to center field and caught for out number 3.
Yeah, what's that diner down on the main drag, breakfast joint?
Angie's. It's where the locals eat.
Where the locals eat. I've been there 4 or 5 times. I love that restaurant. Nobody make Mason Falslev buy Angie's breakfast. He should be lifetime exempt,
And Herms, too. Herms has got some good pancakes down by First Dam. I
gotta try
I
that.
don't think Falslev's ever gonna pay for a meal in Logan again, especially after he decided to come back. But that's going to do it for the top of the 5th. 5th inning stretch now at 7-5 Bear River after a pretty good opening single from Cale Kidman. Just couldn't get brought around the bases. And Bear River takes a 2-run lead into the late stages of this one on KSL. It's the 4A Baseball State Championship brought to you by UCCU. Love where you bank.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that can make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Welcome back into Kate Field. It's the bottom of the fifth inning after our fifth inning stretch here in West Jordan. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you on KSL Sports, brought to you by UCCU. Love where you bank. 7-5 Bear River after a loaded first 4.5 innings. That just misses for ball one.
By the way, busy games over there. See if I can track down some finals at the softball state 4A tournament. Bracket play firing up tomorrow. We got a bunch of Region 9 and a bunch of teams chasing Ridgeline, the top overall seed in the softball state championships. That'll fire up at Spanish Fork, I think, tomorrow. And
Spanish Fork
Thursday,
tomorrow, and then semifinals and finals at BYU.
Yep, on the weekend. Best of 3 up there at BYU on the 17th and 18th, Friday and Saturday. That'll be fun. Ridgeline plays Hurricane tomorrow. Crimson plays Cedar. Desert Hills and Bear River in softball. That's the
Ironic.
2-7 seed. And then Pace and Snow Canyon. Those are the teams fighting it out up there in bracket play starting tomorrow.
That one's lifted out towards center field. It'll bounce its way into the glove of Cooper Clark. It's a leadoff single and a great start to the inning for Colton Summers, who is, for what his batting average was, he's now hit 3 singles in a row.
You got to love it. You need a guy that maybe he's been hitting the ball hard but hasn't been getting on base as much as he'd like. Maybe a little frustrated this year, but coming up big, coming up clutch in key moments. And Bear River looking for a little more separation, looking for some insurance runs here later stages of this game.
Summers has come across the plate to score both times he's been on base, and now no outs for Bear River with him on first. It looks like he might do it again. 3:24 local time according to our scoreboard here in West Jordan. We are approaching the later innings of Game 2, Day 2 of the 4A baseball tournament all week long here at Slick. It's off the plate for 1-1. Got some good games coming to you later this afternoon. Snow Canyon, Timpanogos, the 2 and 3 seeds, right after this game, about 45 minutes after the conclusion of this one. It's scheduled for 4:30. We'll have to see how late this game ends up going, as that's bunted foul, 1-2.
Yeah, big to win on Monday, even bigger to win on Tuesday. I mean, if you can stay on that winner side of the bracket, win one more on Thursday, you get, or Wednesday, 3 in a row, boom, you get a day off, you get your pitching lines back up, you're into Friday's championship.
And you can lose a game in that championship series, too. You can afford to.
It's a best of 3 championship series, yep. Dixie, Snow Canyon, Timpanogos seemingly have the most pitching.
That's off the plate, 2-2.
Obviously, coming through that one-loss side of the bracket, you got to extend more pitchers to try to get to Friday's championship game. Got to really have some depth in that bullpen, in that starting lineup. Honestly, there hasn't been enough innings to go around for a team like Snow Canyon. They've hardly gotten Jackson Kirby much work since he got back healthy. He was going to be their ace coming into the year.
2-2. Time was called by the batter prior to the pitch.
Got Andrew Lyon probably getting the ball today. Snow Canyon, by the way, is here at the ballpark. They got the cream jerseys on today.
I love the off-white look. Big fan.
Yep, Timpanogos here. Yeah.
Big cut and a miss. That one gets past the catcher. Now running down to first. They are going to call
him out.
The out because first base was occupied, but the runner does advance to second. So 1 out, runner on second, and up to the plate comes Michael Sanchez, bottom of the order.
Yeah, and look, got a duck on the pond now. Just 1 out. Sanchez, love to go something up the middle, just find some green grass, kind of like what he did in his last at-bat, if I remember correctly.
Sack fly.
Yep, found a way to put the barrel on it and make something happen.
Off the outside edge for ball 1. Daly looked really good coming in relief. A couple batters after that Sanchez sack fly back in the third. And his first base hit that he has given up today now stands on second with 1 away.
Daly, of course, is a
1-1. We just lost scoreboard power. That's fun.
Daly, I was going to say, is a baseball name up there in Bear River. You know, you got Nate Daly for Ridgeline, but how about Kate Daly helped the Bear River Bears softball team? She's now starring as a freshman, get a lot of starts as a pitcher. Both her older brothers played at BYU and Utah Tech, and I think one of them is in AAA with the Tampa Bay Rays, if I'm not mistaken, right now. So Daly is a kind of a baseball name, if you will, up there in the Cache Valley and Bear River area.
Well, Bear River, like we mentioned yesterday, has just been an absolute wagon of a team when it comes to baseball and softball. That one's grounded softly to third. The runner will advance. The throw is not in time. It's going to be first and third on an infield single. Man, if you're a third baseman, you got to look him back there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a chopper, right? He got a good jump. It stayed fair, and good wheels there by Sanchez to find a way to get aboard. And now you got a chance here with the top of the lineup coming up to really, keep things rolling in the positive direction for this Bear Rivers offense. They've been really good today. You get to the Marble Brothers in this inning, you're going to get that separation you want back. And Dolly's really got to find his marks right now from the mound.
Big cut and a miss there from Holden Potter to start off his fourth AB of the game.
That looked like a change almost. Looked a little off-speed tailing away, and he mistimed that one. Good pitch by Dolly.
Those circle changes will break away from the dominant side of the pitcher. Yeah, that's correct. Grounded to third, gets over the glove. That's going to score a run. Bear River back up by 3, 8-5. Single or error, Devin?
I think hit hard enough, you go hit.
They gave him an error.
Wow. Okay.
Quick decision.
Yeah. It was either way. If you're a tougher scorer, yeah, it was definitely not that far away. It was a hop kind of coming up, though. And do we have another look there? Yeah, I mean, either way. Tougher scorer, you give him an error.
8-5, 1 out, 2 on. Daly giving up his first hits and now runs of the game.
Yeah, and definitely infield hit and a ball that maybe you could have made a play on, like right there. It's tough for Dolly because you want the defense to make plays behind you. You don't want to walk guys or hit guys. Well, they just haven't able to do it. Now here is Marble.
Now that run's still going to be earned, I believe, because even if that play is made, only 1 out, you throw it to first, the run still scores.
Right.
But if Potter comes around to score, he wouldn't be earned. Fouled back for 1 and 2 with 1 away.
All our statistician junkies out there loving what you're saying, but most of the fans of these teams just tell me when this is over and who's won. 8 runs on 13 hits for this Bears team that can really swing the lumber, and 5 runs on 8 hits. Ridgeline kind of catching up a little bit in the hit column until this inning. Now they're falling back behind.
That one ripped out into left center. It's going to get down for the third base hit of Talon Marble's day. Runner comes around third. The throw is cut off, but thrown back by the first baseman late. And it's 9-5 Bear River. They get that 2-run right back that they lost from Ridgeline last inning.
And again, Clark has been so busy out there in center field and, gets to it and needs to really set and make a good cutoff throw. Sanchez kind of hesitated coming around third a little bit. Thought maybe the transfer relay was going to have a chance, but it didn't. And a 9-5 lead, matching their largest lead of the game.
Colton Summers, by the way, a couple batters ago, came home on that error that Holden Potter reached on. 3 times he's been on base, 3 times he scored.
Garrick Marble stepping in. His nickname is Toe. Toe. His teammates call him Toe. He knows how to swing a bat, no matter what his nickname is. I kind of like that, just Toe. I don't know where that originates from. That's what I've heard. It's kind of a baseball thing, right? You got nicknames everywhere in baseball.
All over the place. They called me Stocko Taco back in the day.
Yeah. Original.
Real.
I've had a million nicknames.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on the corners. 9-5 Bear River. Ripped into right field. It's going to be played on a hop. Another run will score for the Bears. It's 10-5 in the bottom of the fifth.
3 for 4 now on the day for Toe. He just seeing watermelons coming in and just teeing off. And Dolly looked really good for a long time. Obviously defense not making plays behind him hurts. And now all of a sudden looks like Bear River's getting a little cushion that they so desperately wanted.
Solid RBI there from Garrick Marble. It's his first of the day.
Good
breaking
pitch.
Ball finds the back door. Like you said, good movement on that one. 0-1.
Yeah, I like his off-speed stuff right now.
Only one out still in the bottom of the fifth as Dally started to show some weaknesses to this Bear River offense. High fly ball out to center. The runner's going to tag from second, and Talon Marble will make his way to third with no pressure. 2 outs, runners on the corners.
That's the interesting thing in high school baseball, too. How many pitching coaches or head coaches are calling pitches? How many are letting their catchers call games? Are they letting the catcher call 50%, 75%, 100%? If you got a college-level catcher, you're probably letting him call the games. You get in the state tournament, though, you definitely, might dial that back in a little bit. And I don't know, honestly, Bear River and Ridgeline, how much of this is coming through the telecom, which you can now have at the high school level, and how much of the guys are just calling their own game on the field. You got a senior like Purser behind the dish. I'm sure he's calling a lot of the pitches. I just don't know how many.
It was interesting that you bring that up, too, because I saw in the first game that we did this morning, I believe it was Crimson Cliffs, at one point the relief pitcher looked back to the shortstop for the signal. So it's coming from all over the field just to keep those eyes away.
Yeah, I know like a Snow Canyon team where you got a Brandon Lyon as the pitching coach. He lets Hayden Smith, who's going to play at Glendale Community College, he lets him call every pitch. He's like, he's got to learn. He needs to learn how to call a game. Dave Horlocker, the pitching coach at Dixie, he's got an unbelievable catcher in Ridge Erickson. He can turn him loose. But I know on occasion Horlocker and Danny Ibsen will call for a specific pitch, but they pretty much let Ridge go. I think it just depends on the pitcher, the catcher. Hawes is a very, very capable catcher as well in this game. So I'm guessing that a lot of these pitches are being called by their catchers.
A lot of these teams have pitch comm as well. I know Bear River does. I haven't quite seen. I think Ridgeline does too. I saw them messing with the gear. That's a throw down that's cut off at second. Back behind the runner at third. He's just barely in there with the right hand.
Yep, that's that design. We'll give you second. We're going to shortcut it. And then you range off the bag or you dart home, and then you got an easier short porch to throw to third or to home. And it almost worked. They almost got that lead runner to get out of this inning with any more damage. You're down 5 now. You really can't afford to give up a key here where 2 potential more runs could come home.
2's across the board. Cut on by Goodliff. He's going to lift that into left field. Another run comes across. They hold Garrick at third. And the 2-out rallies for Bear River just keep coming. It's 2 outs with runners on the corners and another run. 6-run lead for Bear River.
The third base coach has had some tough decisions today on sending guys or not sending guys for Bear River. I think he's done a really good job. You got kind of the heart of the order coming up. You got guys that are continuing to string hits together. Why run yourself into trouble? Even though if they would have sent him there, he probably would have scored. We'll never know. And now the largest lead of the game is now 6-run advantage for the Bears.
Big cut on that first pitch from Dally, who is just being left out there to fend for himself for now. Ridgeline don't really understand that line of thinking here. You're down by 6 with 2 innings to go. If you lose today, you go home. Hit high into the air. Is it going to stay in play? It will. And the catch is made in foul territory by the first baseman, Thompson. That's going to do it for the 5th inning, but not before the damage is done. 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits, 1 error. 5 base hits, 1 error, 4 runs score, and 2 are left on base for Bear River. It's a 6-run lead as they head to the last 2 innings of work, and this could be a quick end of the game here. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon with you on KSL Sports, brought to you by UCCU.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Stop in and see what's new at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, a proud sponsor of Region 10 Athletics.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Top of the sixth, about to get underway here from Kate Field at the home of the Bruins, the Salt Lake Community College field here in West Jordan, hosting the 4A Baseball State Championship. Other tournaments going around the greater Salt Lake area, as well as some softball tournaments going on this weekend as well. We mentioned that Ridgeline and Bear River softball will be playing in Spanish Fork later this week. And if they win, they'll advance to BYU for the semifinals and finals of that 4A softball tournament. We're going to have a new state champion, we found out today, as Crimson Cliffs went 0-2 in the first 2 days of this bracket play and got eliminated by Park City, who won 2-0. Park City will play the loser of Snow Canyon Timpanogos in the losers bracket.
We had already some state champions crowned. Girls golf finished up their state tournament last week. Green Canyon took second. Cedar High School are your state champs. Kate Walker, Crimson Cliffs, was the medalist. 2 under after 2 days at Talons Cove. Not too far down from Taylorsville, West Jordan area here at Salt Lake Community College, Kate Field. You had boys volleyball. Provo loses to Pineview in the inaugural season of boys volleyball last Saturday night. So Pineview wins a 4A state volleyball title for Region 9 in their very first year of sanctioned play. They're adding lacrosse and esports next year. Those will be the 2 new sanctioned sports in the state of Utah. And I've never played either one of them. I know the gaming thing is big. I played a lot of Madden, played a lot of Mario Kart, but I've never done the esports thing. I got big places like in Vegas, you go down and game. It's a big deal,
Yeah,
right?
I think they're more like strategy shooter. I'm not sure. That's not my area of expertise either. I played Chell and FIFA.
But lacrosse, I mean, our boy Blake knows a thing or two about lacrosse.
Is lacrosse not already a sanctioned sport, though? I've been calling lacrosse up in Region 11.
They have club, but it's not. They don't have a. They have a region tournament. And 4A is only club. 5 and 6, I think, are sanctioned and they're playing, but not the 4A.
4A is doing a state tournament.
Next year.
The Green Canyon lacrosse is in a state tournament right now.
Maybe against Snow Canyon? Snow
Not
Canyon
sure.
won the region against Cedar last week down in St. George, but it's not sanctioned from what I understood in 4A.
I'm going to pull it up here.
Yeah, check that. But I know it's coming. But the state is growing.
It's on
Sports
the
are growing?
UHSAA website.
For 4A?
Yeah, 4A, 5A, 6A.
Really?
That one's ripped high into left field. Floater on a 2-0 count is going to be collected by the center fielder. Good play there from Colton Summers, who's having himself a game today.
I'll double check on that because I'll go talk to Jeff Clough or Rob Cuff, some of the guys from the UHSA that are on site here at the tournament.
First round's actually tonight. Green Canyon will be hosting Mountain Crest, an in-region battle there. Skyview at Mountain View. Waterford hosting Bear River.
Is Snow Canyon in there?
I am not seeing here. I know they realigned a couple of the schools for lacrosse specifically. Orem plays in 4A in lacrosse, but not in 5A like they normally do.
I was just talking to a parent
Timp as well.
of one of the Snow Can players that said that his son's senior year, and unfortunately he doesn't get to play for a state championship down in St. George.
I wonder if that's Region 10 specific.
Maybe 9 didn't get in on the sanction. I don't know. I'll find out. Good question.
Upstairs for 3-0 here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. At the plate right now for Ridgeline, it's Hayden Hansen. No, excuse me, it's Cam Water.
Of course, you got the BYU track facility that will be hosting next week in the the state track and field events. Boys soccer playoffs getting underway as well. Spring sports busy. Got a lot. May is kind of state championship month at the high school level.
I misspoke there. That was Nate Daly who just worked his way onto base. It was Cam Blotter who flew out to center for his second flyout of the day. He's been making good contact, just not finding any holes. Now it's Trey Purser who is 2 for 2 with a walk. Throwback behind Daly is up high and away from the runner.
Drollinger, the stats on Drollinger on the mound for Bear River. Did he pitch a little bit yesterday? I'm trying to remember. Drollinger on the year, 2.62 ERA, 1-0 record, 5 appearances. And
I don't think he threw yesterday.
No, I don't think so either. 8 innings pitched for the junior, giving up only 5 hits, walked 7, struck out 5.
Hard hit out to left field. Does it have the legs? It does. It's our first Cache Valley Bank home run of the game. 2-run shot for Ridgeline.
See ya.
7-11.
No doubter. That one was gone and gone quick. I want to know what the exit velo off the bat was. Pushing triple-digit miles per hour, maybe I don't even know. I mean, that got, what the berm is out there. You can zoom in on the berm. I don't even know if we can zoom in and get our camera people to look up. But up there by the trees, it almost went to the second fence up there. What is that, another 80 feet beyond the 330 line? So
I would project that at about 420.
Yeah, I mean, that is a bomb by Purser.
Exit velo probably right around 25, or exit angle probably about 25, so that'll put the exit velo over 100, somewhere between 100 and 106.
Yeah, I was thinking triple digits. I don't know exactly where, but that was gone quick.
Purser's good game continues as that bloop hit gets enough air under it to allow Colton Summers to make another play. 2 outs.
The only little bit of a double negative there is you just didn't have a couple ducks on the pond for Purser to really close this gap a little bit. But you do get back within 4. That would have been huge if the bags were full. But you'll take it if you're Ridgeline. There's still a lot of game left to go here.
Big swing and a miss there from Bodie Hansen back up to the plate. 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts.
I felt like back in the second, back in the third, the way this game was trending, it was going to be tight throughout. Then you see Bear River kind of get a little separation. But every time they have, Ridgeline is kept within striking distance, right? Sun coming in and out of clouds, and so
that wind's going to bring a lot of clouds in and out of the ballpark again today. Still blowing pretty hard out to left field. 0-2. That one's hit hard out to left field, too. Outfielder going back on it. 2 in 1 inning.
Bye-bye. Fly away. Hansen, see ya. Not as far, but just as effective as Purser's. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-run game.
We have our second Cache Valley Bank home run of the day, and it's in the same half inning.
Wow. No quitting this Riverhawks team, is there?
Not at all. Bodie Hansen has his second RBI of the day, his first run scored of the day, and it's 11-8.
And you're into the bullpen here, and with Drollinger pitching now already 13, 14 pitches thrown, and 2 of them home runs, you probably don't have a lot of time to figure this out. I mean, if you make another mistake or 2, you probably go get him. He's got to settle in and get it out here and get out of this inning if he wants to come back and pitch in the 7th.
Big swing and a miss as Cale Kidman whiffs at the 1-1. It's 1-2. Another big swing and a miss for Kidman. That's a swinging strikeout.
That's a good bounce back. You give up home runs back-to-back. You come back and get a K. You still got the lead. But definitely going to be a little bit tighter here in the final frame.
Drollinger's first strikeout of the game comes at an opportune time, but not before the Riverhawks get 3 runs off of 2 moonshots out to left center field. And it is 11-8 in favor of Bear River They need 3 more defensive outs to move on to Wednesday, Devin. We'll see what they can do back here on KSL in 60 seconds.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and San.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Don't miss our big anniversary sale at Patio Furniture. We're offering the biggest savings of the year. From umbrellas to sofa set to accessories, don't miss out on our anniversary sale from February 15th through the 24th. Visit our new showroom today.
Bottom of the 6th here as we return to Kate Field at Salt Lake Community College, the home of the Bruins. It's 8-11. Bear River gave up 3 runs in the top of the 6th.
I did get a little clarification on the lacrosse. Region 9, as a region, hasn't adopted in sanction until next year. That's why you're seeing Green Canyon, some of these schools in Cache Valley play.
Bouncing ball to shortstop. What a stretch. Shout out to Thompson for the Riverhawks. Big leg kick and a stretch there. Confirms the first out. Nice 6-3 from Blotter.
So that's a kind of a region administrative decision. Maybe it comes down to officials or transportation or whatever. They elected not to opt in until next year. And that's why you and I were kind of like, wait a minute, this sanction 4A is going to name a state champion. But not Region 9 is not involved in that. That's why I was like, no, they're not. They're still club.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially because of how big baseball is down in southern Utah.
Sure.
There's not a whole lot of lacrosse, and lacrosse way bigger in Cache Valley because you can play in weather. Ooh, big hanging breaking ball there. Finds the zone.
I know Snow Canyon, Cedar, Dixie have lacrosse club teams. I'm not sure about the other schools, but I know those 3 for sure.
A big cloud just came over and really dimmed things here at Kate Field as the air's going to cool down for just a bit. That throw gets away from Daly. There's been a couple exchange issues. One and 2. Up to bat, it's Thomas Summers. 1 gone after Colton Summers grounds out for the first time today. Fouls that one back.
Yeah, Summers 1 for 3. Dolly out there. He's now 54 pitches in relief, so he's getting up there a little bit since coming into this game. And he was cruising until that last inning when they put up a crooked number and the Bears got 4 on him in the 5th. Came in there in the 4th and put a goose egg on the board.
Time called there as Summers and Dowley engage in a stare down. 1 and 2. We've seen a lot of that mental chess in the batter's boxes. That's a big breaking ball for a strikeout. Filthy pitch from Dowley.
Yeah, beautiful. Fooled him. He's just a sophomore.
Tough day for Thomas Summers wearing the sombrero now after his 3rd strikeout.
Does at least have a hit today, though.
Doubled in the 2nd inning and came in to score. So has contributed to the offense today. 1-0 for Michael Sanchez, who is 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Singled and scored in the 5th. That's in there for strike 1. 2-1, 2 outs, nobody on in front of Sanchez. Daly trying to work through a quick inning here after getting a little bit of help from his offense. That one bouncing in front of Purser. 3-1. Sun's starting to come down in front of us. It's going to be bright, and the sun is going to be basically directly in the faces of those right-handed batters as Daly walks the third batter of the inning.
Yeah, but, 2 outs here. You didn't want to get to the top of the order. You want to get out of there, but now you got to face Potter.
For the 5th time today, by the way. This is 5th at-bat.
Yeah. And a patient job there by Sanchez working his way aboard. Potter's 2 for 4 in the contest.
The only inning, well, I guess the only half inning, I should say, that Potter's gotten off has been the top of the 4th. The bottom of the 4th when he did not come up to hit for Bear River. That was a quick 1-2-3 inning for them. He's come up to hit in every other inning.
2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored as well. So a very productive day for the leadoff man for the Bears. Also started on the bump.
Daly struggling with location a little bit here in the late part of this 6th inning. It's 2-0. Elimination game here from Cape Field. The loser of this one is going home. As that one misses the plate for 3-0. Ridgeline in a bad spot here. They've only got 3 outs to work with on offense as well. The Riverhawks, Region 11 champions, beating Bear River by a game for the region title. It came down to the series they played against each other.
Yeah, those 2 consecutive wins by Ridgeline, April 9th and 10th, that ended up being kind of a big deal. And obviously, Bear River won at home. And that goes into the seeding. Every game matters now. The RPI formula is schedule and play good teams in non-region and win those games, and your RPI will be bolstered.
You can see it on the strength rating on Max Preps all the time. There's usually huge disparities between the top and the bottom of the chart.
I almost wish that, wishful thinking on my part, I think the RPI is working okay. I think there could be some tweaks, maybe make it a little bit more integral, maybe add another component or two to make it a little bit more, the out-of-state matchups are, weighed less. There's some things, you're playing good teams and beating good teams, though. You're going to have a good RPI and you're going to get a good seed at the end of the year.
That one's hit straight back and over the press box, 0-1.
I didn't hear any pushback, any complaints really at all going into this 4A state tournament. I think the bracket was really, really spot on. So, but I know last fall a lot of people were looking at Region 9 football, for instance. We had
Region 11 football as well.
5 teams in the same pod, the same side of the bracket, where it's a rerun of the regular season games in the first and second and third round of the postseason in football. You like to see different matchups, especially because this is the first year with 25 teams in 4A now.
I remember seeing a lot of stuff on social media after that football tournament because Ridgeline fell to Crimson in the semifinal and then Green Canyon fell in the final.
Yep.
Green Canyon had a higher seed than Ridgeline going into the tournament because they had a better pre-region schedule. They didn't do as well in region. They lost to Ridgeline head-to-head, but they ended up with a higher seed.
Yep.
And a lot of Ridgeline folks had an issue with that. And then when Green Canyon got shut out in the championship game, despite the fact it was their only shutout of the year, that one's roped out into center field. They're going to send the runner. Oh, the ball was fumbled in center, so the run's going to score without pressure. Throw back into third, kicks around, but it's scooped up.
Talon Marble's got 4 hits on the afternoon, Stockton. I mean, this kid is absolutely just seeing it, man. I mean, everything is on the barrel. That is RBI number 5 on the day, the 4th hit on the day. I mean,
the second double of the day.
I might start intentionally walking this kid. I mean, I don't even want to pitch to him the way he's seeing it right now.
I think we're going to have a real easy time deciding our superstar of the game today.
Yeah, he's 5 RBIs now in total.
12-8 Bear River. Marble out there on second with Potter on third. Anyway, like I was saying with that RPI thing, a lot of Ridgeline folks were really upset that they didn't end up against Park City in the semi. Ripped down the right field line, just foul. Obviously, Crimson ended up handling both of those teams pretty easily. They felt like they should be playing in the state championship. I remember seeing parents commenting, Ridgeline Crimson was the real state championship. Yeah, it's just how the RPI works sometimes. Green Canyon got some good wins in the pre-region schedule, and despite faltering in the early region schedules, that one's belted out to right center field. It's going to carry to the fence, kicks off of a defender, off the wall. He stumbles on the warning track, rounding second, heading for third is Garrick Marble, and he has got a triple with 2 more ribbies.
Wow. I mean, just when you think you go back-to-back home runs, you got a fighter's chance going into the 7th, this Bear Rivers offense just explodes again. 14 runs on 18 hits. They're not saving anything. This is an elimination game, and everybody top to bottom is just swinging it. And unfortunately for Dally, not going great here in the latter stages. Gave up 4 last innings, already given up 3 more, and all these coming with 2 outs on the board, Stockton. You just haven't been able to get that key out, that key pitch when you need it, and Bear River makes you pay.
And for Bear River, too, you got to love how well they're handling their pitching staff, because if you do make a run to the state championship this weekend, you've got to play 2 games tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow. The winner of this one will play at 1:30, and should they win again, they would move on to the 7 p.m. game.
Yep.
That one's called strike 0-2. Easton Goodlift back to the plate again for the 3rd inning in a row. Had an RBI single in the 5th. That one gets away. It's going to be another 4-run inning for Bear River. That's 3 out of 6. It's 15-8. Bears lead by 7. And this one is getting ugly.
Yeah, I mean, depends on what perspective lens you're looking through, right? Ridgeline fans going, oh no, the season's coming crashing down. Bear River fans are like, if we can play like this, we can win the whole stinking thing. That's kind of what it feels like right now. I mean, Bear River is just on fire.
Drop strike there, but he throws down to first to confirm the out. So Goodlift goes down swinging, but not before the Bears put up another 4-run inning. It's just been an offensive onslaught for Bear River as they put runs on the board in 5 out of our 6 played innings. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you on KSLSports.com, brought to you by UCCU. 3 more outs coming to you on the other end of this break.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Transform your outdoor space with The Awning Company, St. George's top choice for awnings and outdoor enhancements. We specialize in making your backyard your favorite room of the house. With customizable options for every budget, from small projects to complete backyard remodels, we do it all. Experience superior craftsmanship, high-quality materials, and personalized service that sets us apart. For a limited time, enjoy 25% off in-stock kitchen components. Visit us at 735 South Bluff or go to theawningco.com.
Welcome back. It's a Region 11 showdown here at Salt Lake Community College in the second day of the 4A baseball tournament. Elimination game between the Bear River Bears and the Ridgeline Riverhawks, who both fell in their opening games yesterday. Now the Bears in a very comfortable spot, needing 3 more outs to advance to Wednesday, where they would take on the loser of Dixie Desert Hills, which will be coming up at 7 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Region 9 fans, you got Dixie versus Timpanogos, or Snow Canyon versus Timpanogos. So Warrior fans are already infiltrating the ballpark. I'm sure fans back home are anxiously awaiting the start time. They'll have about 35 minutes from when this game goes final. There'll be about 35 minutes till first pitch. Got to give the teams time to warm up. So you look, it's just at 1 after 4 right now. So you're going to be
probably about 4:45, I'd estimate.
Depends on how long this inning goes here, but yeah, you're going to be a little bit behind schedule, but not too crazy. And knowing Snow Canyon and Timpanogos and their pitching staffs, I don't know if we'll see any kind of an offensive explosion like this. Now, both teams boast big batting averages, but both teams have really good starting pitching. So I would expect that to be a little lower scoring than this one.
Sliced high into the air, a pop-up to Drawlinger, P1 to start the inning for Tyson Smith, and he is going to end the day at 0 for 3 with a walk.
People from all over the state tuning in on the live stream here on KSLSports.com and getting a lot of texts from people saying, hey, pitcher looks great. You guys are doing good. And we're going to be here all week long, 4-man crew here for the entire state baseball tournament. Kind of a privilege for us to do it. It's a long week, a lot of games, not a lot of time for lengthy post-game or lengthy pre-game shows. You're turning around quick. We're getting lineups. We're getting graphics reset, getting starting lineups, the book put together. And when you only have 35 minutes between games, not a lot of time to go get audio from coaches and playback, coaches' comments and stuff. We'll have more time once we get to the championship series, though, Friday and Saturday, no matter who that is.
Yeah, Friday we'll be able to have a much longer pregame and postgame.
Yep.
Saturday as well. We're looking forward to that. But, yeah, no, I agree. It's been a great time being down here. And like we were saying last night, when that weather delay hit between Bear River and Desert Hills, yeah, it's a long day. You're approaching 13, 14 hours at the ballpark. But all you've been doing is watching baseball, right?
Yeah.
It's a great gig.
Yeah, we looked down. We were here for 14 and a half hours yesterday. It flew by, but when that lightning delay went, I think we were all like, oh, boy, how long is this going to last? That hour and a half delay last night certainly made it a late night. Just a partly cloudy skies, though, today, and I don't think we're going to get any thunder and lightning. The only thunder we might get would be from Desert Hills potentially at 7 o'clock tonight.
Third swinging strikeout there for Easton Hammond, the designated hitter. He ends up 0 for 4 on the day. That's a really, really tough way to end your season, potentially career.
Yeah, it's been a rough day for Hammond. Oh, and he beamed him.
So free base now for Hayden Hansen, the 9 spot. That'll bring up Cam Blotter for the 5th time today.
You're chasing 7, though. You need a lot of base runners, so.
Yeah, Blotter, unfortunately, is going to be put in a really tough spot here. The senior is down to his last out, potentially of his baseball career. I remember being in this position years and years ago, and
not that long ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, but what, 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, about.
Yeah,
and
not 20-some years ago like me in my high school career, buddy.
Fair enough.
All our older
Fair
listeners
enough.
that are older than me are going, you two kids, shut up.
Yeah, somewhere my parents are rolling their eyes, but it's 1-0 now, and Cam Blotter, you got a lot of nerves. Your body feels weird here. You almost feel light.
Yeah, it's kind of the end of the world as you know it, right?
Yep.
You work so hard, all the off-season stuff, all the weights, the training, the reps.
It's over a decade of being in love with this sport, too, and it's
for
tough
some of
when
these,
it comes to an end.
For some of these kids, they'll play they'll go on to play City League softball, and they'll go play maybe even some travel ball or something, and there's still places you can play baseball as an adult. But for a lot of these kids, it'll be their last, organized game of baseball. There's the select few, the 2, 3, 4, 5 guys from every team that'll go on to get a chance to play college baseball. But for most of this team, the seniors, it's the end of it, And it stings and it hurts. It's never the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, as they say.
Well, and I guess I feel specifically here for Cam Blotter. He's a really good kid. Called the Ridgeline Green Canyon basketball game for the quarterfinals at the state championship. Green Canyon pulled off a miracle game in that one, but Cam Blotter is just such a fun athlete to watch play. Really nice kid, really well-spoken, good kid. And it's hard, especially at the end of your senior year. You're going to be graduating in a couple weeks, and everything that you know is starting to end, and you're starting a new life. It's an interesting time to be alive, but a really fun one, too. 2-0 for Blotter with a runner on second after the pass ball. Upstairs for 3-0. Looks like Blotter might get to reach base one more time here.
Yeah, I'd love to see the senior get a hit here, right? You'd love to know in your last AB, you were able to keep the wheels going, give somebody else a chance.
Upstairs, he walks in 4 pitches, so Cam Blotter will trot down to first base, and he'll reach base in his last plate appearance.
And, you got Trey Purser kind of looming. You got Dolly here. If he can get on, one swing of the bat we saw go yard last time Purser was at the plate. So, this is definitely, Bear Rivers, you got a 7-run cushion, but You want to end this here now. I don't think you want to go too much further. And Dolly's not an easy out. This guy can swing it.
Nate Daly is 2 for 3 today. No, excuse me, 1 for 2 with 2 walks.
By the way, I found out, same last name, but not related to the Bear River Dolly family. I was mentioning Cade pitching at BYU and her older brothers. One's in the big leagues, and the other one just finished up at Utah Tech.
Yeah, for a second when you brought that up, I thought
same last name, spelled the same.
I thought Cade had played at Ridgeline, but you're right. No, he's over in Tremont.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still new to the Utah high school sports. But I played my high school baseball in Georgia, so.
Gotcha. How is high school baseball comparatively speaking to Utah? Similar?
Much more competitive.
Even at the 6A level?
6A, I'm not too familiar with, but you've got a lot of MLB talent coming out of Georgia,
Sure.
Florida, Texas. It's a huge farm for
Georgia's putting
college
out
pro sports.
a lot of PGA Tour players lately, too.
Matter of fact, I went to high school with a kid named Joseph Condon, who has been a standout freshman for UGA. And that is the win for Bear River as Blotter is thrown out at second, trying to slide in there head first. Unfortunately, just too much damage had been done to the Riverhawks, and Bear River will move on to Wednesday, Ridgeline. Their season comes to a close here in West Jordan, 15-8 your final score. Devin, give me your final thoughts here as we head to the post-game show.
I mean, if they can keep the bats going like this, there's some good pitching they're still going to see. But this team just top to bottom swings it. I mean, some guys just went off today. Potter and Marble. And this is a very, very high-octane offense, Bear River. I mean, they put up 7 runs and lost yesterday. Question is, with Rigby and Potter now out of innings, where do they turn to tomorrow pitching-wise? Can they win another shootout-type game? There's a lot of questions we'll have answered over the week to come, but Bear River's going to be a tough out no matter what. They proved that with this win today.
15-8, 7-run win for Bear River. They score 4 runs in 3 out of the 6 offensive innings that they were at the plate. We're going to take a quick break here at the end of this one from Kate Field. A brief post-game show coming to you on the other side of this one from KSLSports.com. Stick with us.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Welcome back in here to Kate Field at Salt Lake Community College. Stockton Jukes and Devin Dixon here with you for the post game between Bear River and Ridgeline. It was a offensive fireworks show as Bear River, like we mentioned, put up 12 runs across 3 different innings. Just an absolute nightmare of an offense to have to face, and Ridgeline found that out the hard way today. They'll head back to Millville, Utah at the conclusion of their season. Region 11 champions, but unfortunately not able to make too many waves in the postseason. They go 0-2 in bracket play, and they'll conclude their season. But Bear River, man, what an absolutely dominant offensive game. Some really good throwing, for the most part, from Holden Potter and then from Drollinger in relief. Ridgeline still managed to find the scoreboard a couple times, especially late in that game. The one inning they had 2 home runs, a 2-run shot and a solo shot in the 6th, but too little too late there, Devin.
Yeah, and you feel for the seniors. Troy Purser, Blotter, both the Hanson boys, Hayden and Bodie. But, this is a relatively young team. You got guys like Dolly you can come back and build around. Clark, those are sophomores. Thompson over there at first base, he's just a junior. This is a team that'll be back next year. They'll be hungry. Got a taste of it this year. Obviously didn't go their way, and you just got to tip your hat to Bear River. They just went out there and did it with the bats today and just barreled them up. How about the Marble cousins? Talon Marble goes 4 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 5 RBIs. He's got to be your Finley Subaru star of the game, but you could make a very, very compelling argument for Garrick Marble going 4 for 5 with a run scored and 3 more RBIs. Multi-hit game for Potter. You look at the 1, 2, 3 hitters in this game. 10 hits of the 18 from the top of the order, and 10 of the 14 RBIs from those 1, 2, 3 hitters for Coach Haas in this Bear River Bears offense.
So the Bears move on to Wednesday, like we mentioned, tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. They'll play in the second game again tomorrow. They'll take on the loser of Game 7, which is tonight at 7 p.m. between Dixie and Desert Hills. The Bears will probably go shower off all the gunpowder from their bats and then come back and watch that nightcap tonight, figure out what they've got to do tomorrow. Ridgeline and Crimson Cliffs have been sent home today after going 0-2 through the first 2 days of our bracket play. Bear River and Park City at 1-1 now through the weekend advance to Wednesday. We've got a couple more really good games coming up for you. Snow Canyon against Timpanogos. Snow Canyon, the 2 seed, the home team against the 3 seed Timpanogos T-Wolves, who took down Park City 3-2 in a walk-off thriller yesterday. Snow Canyon also beat Crimson 3-2 in a revenge game of last year's state championship. So for those Southern Utah baseball fans, it's going to be a really enjoyable late afternoon and evening here on KSL. We look forward to bringing you the rest of this tournament on behalf of our entire crew here this weekend and my broadcast partner, Devin Dixon. Today, I'm Stockton Juke saying thanks for tuning in here on KSL, your stream powered by UCCU. Love where you bank. They'll be powering your entire tournament coverage here from Kate Field. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for Game 3 between Snow Canyon and Timpanogos. Until then, have a great afternoon. We'll see you in just a little bit.